What's up, everyone?
Nice job with that new intro.
Oh, thanks.
Look, someone noticed. Like my second time
Yay!
watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling this."
It's got some vibes.
Yeah,
Welcome,
it's like really
everyone.
current.
It's current. It's up
like
to date.
up through December 2022.
Real quick, everyone, just verifying sound. Cool. I first, as soon as I said it, Tim's on it with
Some
the sounds
people
good.
have been here before.
Sounds good. Some people have been for a Tim and Katie live stream before. Hey everyone!
Some people.
I'm gonna run through everyone who's here. I'm so glad to see you all, but I don't want to waste any time in bringing on our special guests since I know they have been chilling backstage for a hot second. So I will start with our dear friend, who I hope is ready back there. Connor!
Hi, Connor.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Welcome back to the live stream world.
Everyone, if you're not familiar with how live stream
it feels weird.
sitting backstage, people are often just like trying to fire off. I was like, oh, be careful. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I actually just looked today because I was like, when was the last time I posted a video? It's been like 4 months. So
yeah, it's been a hot second. We missed your content, but that's okay because you got a lot going on.
Yeah, sometimes life has its way.
Life finds a way to get in the way. We have one more special guest here, hanging backstage. Is she ready?
I think she's
She
good.
looks ready.
She
Okay.
looks
Kaylee
Hey.
from Fantastic Syndromes. We're
I
all up
switched
in here
positions.
tonight.
I wasn't there where Connor was, so now let me readjust myself. Connor's yeah. I was like, I had to adjust to the
I
live.
grew up in the corner before.
Hey, can I shift you around? How does that work?
You might have to
Okay.
take us both back out
So,
and then add me in
no,
first,
'cause
maybe.
You can make us bigger. There you
There we go. Did I do
You
it?
had to
I
kick
did
Connor
it.
out
Yes.
to pull Kate.
yeah, it looks
There
like
we go.
that was
Brought
before.
him back. I have that power.
I have to move your computer.
It's no problem.
Did you just duck out of the? I can turn the live.
Yeah,
thing
I was
off.
gonna say the live thing might get in
There.
our way.
Oh.
How's that?
It's just live in the corner.
You don't have to see all my clutter. You can put it back on.
Yeah.
It's not my ideal background.
Kaylee, what have
I
you been
like
up
this
to
better.
since-
I like this
What
better.
have you been up to since you were last on the show?
Oh, geez.
It's been a hot minute.
It has. I think I was on a
we
live stream
talked about
way
Pigeon
back.
Forge.
We
right?
did.
did.
Oh
We
yeah,
did a
the
trip
wrap up for Pigeon Forge. So that was back in August.
That was
Yeah.
the last one we did. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
think.
Wow. We suck.
Yes.
And Connor's
Well,
never been on the show, so we suck twice
Oh.
as much for that.
No, we are awesome for bringing them both
No,
on the
I'm
show.
not.
We did.
Yeah,
This is actually the first time in over a year that the four of us have been able to chat in real time. Because
Yeah.
usually Connor's off in Orlando living his best life, and we're all stranded across the universe from one another because we're in the Northeast, he's in the Midwest, or the Southwest,
Yeah.
Southeast.
I quit doing my my Marvel my live streams where I got everyone on the chaotic live streams.
Oh,
There
But-
were some fun
yeah.
times.
there were some.
Yeah, I
good
missed
times.
those. I remember the WandaVision one.
Oh gosh, that was
Where we
Wait,
all
were
watched
you-
WandaVision together.
Was it the one where you were on the wrong episode? Was that?
No, that was
No, that was-
Donna Claire.
I remember I was like, yeah, I was
with,
behind or
Falcon
something.
in the Winter Soldier.
You're
For
like, I
those
really
who
don't
are-
know
who
what's
are
going
missing
on.
out on the context, we all used to watch the Marvel Disney Plus shows together on Kaylee's
Kaylee's
channel. We
channel.
would do
Yeah.
live streams all as a big group. And it wasn't just us four, it was like a whole mess of other Disney YouTubers. And we loved doing that, but it was mad chaos. Like
Yeah,
it was
It
just
was.
It was like
absolute
8
nonsense.
different screens.
We
all
only
watching.
did it for the finales because it was
Yes.
too much
Yes,
for
it
like
would
every
just be
episode.
ridiculous.
So
Yeah, it was a lot.
it was just
Yep.
the finales, but it was
And
fun.
even that
But
ended up being
yeah.
a lot.
yeah, to answer the question though, I haven't been on YouTube as much. I'm planning to come back, hopefully soon. But I said that last time, so we'll see what happens. I kind of just like I go with what I can do, but I've been doing Instagram more consistently. I'm Phantasmic Kaylee on Instagram. So I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of reels and I've enjoyed that. And it's just a more manageable thing for me right now. But yeah, I love YouTube and I'm very happy to be on this live stream.
You've both been mad busy on Instagram. Connor, Instagram
Not
is
so
like
much
the-
anymore. With it, like
Well, I
everything
still see you
else.
post like the polls every once in a while. Like, are you excited about this change or?
Yeah. Usually if I'm
Oh,
in the
your
parks
polls.
or something, I'll do some kind of poll or something. But I was in the
Someone-
park today. I forgot to do that. But most of the time I did.
Someone somewhere told me that you were a cast member now. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumors spread like wildfire. So
Well, we're all Disney fans to some extent or another, which makes us kind of well versed in at least the 4 Disney parks in Orlando, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, real quick, I do want to. I promised I would get to all the comments, so I do want to highlight some of them.
Say who's in.
Kim is in, and
Hi,
Kim, I
Kim.
talked to earlier today, and she's passing up an Epcot night to be here. So
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow.
Oh, Kim.
that was a sacrifice.
That is wild.
That
That was
is.
a sacrifice.
I'm honored, but also shocked.
Yeah.
we love you being here. And then, of course, Tim from Storming Thrills, all up in here checking our sound for us.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh,
Connor,
that's
aren't you?
awesome.
Didn't you say you wanted to go into engineering, Connor?
No.
Oh, we
Yeah,
lost
it's-
Connor.
no,
there he
he's
is.
back.
software engineering.
Software engineering. Okay.
Sorry, software engineering. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You made a face, and I was like, "Oh, Tim's got it wrong." I can't remember either, so I'm sure.
I got 50% of it right. I got
Yeah.
the back half right.
No, I think like he froze, and when he unfroze, like his face looked like
Yeah,
he
his
was
face
like,
was
Maybe
yeah,
like
it's,
big eyes
it
or
was
something
just
like that,
out of
yeah.
context, but it was funny.
And Mandy from WDW Through My Eyes. Thank you. It's been a minute since Mandy's been in on this thing. We love seeing Mandy. It's actually been a while since we've seen Mandy at Hershey Park too. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. We miss you. And then we got LW Aerial Productions. Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
I couldn't walk in.
You're saying it was an easy pass?
We're glad you're here.
We are
and we
glad
hope
you're
you play
here.
along.
All right.
Because we are doing something different.
We are doing something a little bit different and a little bit fun. Let me see if I can bring up the slides I worked
kind
so
of
hard.
like a-
There we go.
like
Oh,
a
that looks
game.
nice. Look at us all
Yeah,
3
we're
lined
all-
up in a
we're all
vertical
even.
column. Everything's perfect. Let's not touch anything
is.
for the rest of the night. Hello.
Oh,
Eric B. Welcome in. That's what it's like being a mom. Oh, Connor, I'm sorry. You're
That's okay. I'll just
Wait,
I'll
hold
just like
on.
peek
You
over.
You got Mike Wazowski.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
All right. So, real quick, as we often like to do, we want to highlight our socials. Real Tim and Katie on Instagram, Tim and Katie on Facebook, and timandkt.net was so close to being up to date until we posted a vlog on Monday, and it's not up to date anymore. It's going to be not up to date anymore on Thursday too, because we're actually posting double vlogs this week. But please do follow our
But
socials.
it's not as grossly behind as
It's
it
not
has
as grossly
been.
behind as once it was. We're really trying, guys. We're really trying. So I can go ahead and skip past this lovely picture of us that I use as placeholder.
Aw.
It's like that has nothing to do.
It does have nothing to do with it.
You just like the picture.
We are doing something a little bit different tonight. We kind of handed out assignments to our friends Kaylee and Connor here. We gave them homework, but we gave it to ourselves too.
Yeah.
So we're not asking
We
them
all
to do
did the
anything that
homework.
we weren't going to do ourselves.
We all did the homework.
So tonight we wanted to kind of put our Disney, I guess, Imagineering to the test. If you're unfamiliar with the Imagineers at Disney, I don't know how you found this live, but thank you for joining us. If you are unfamiliar with Imagineering at Disney, these are basically the creative department at Disney. These are people who spend their entire day, night, weekends, all thinking about how to invent around the Disney parks, the Disney merchandise, and enhance the guest experience. It also, of course, goes back into the company and trying to make the company better, bring in more revenue and all of that. So over the last, I would say, decade, we've kind of experienced a theme park renaissance in Disney and Universal, where, as others have said, like one new park coming, new attractions have been popping up in every park, new technology. Like every single year, there's something new between Disney and Universal. And what with Epic Universe coming up for Universal, Disney is going to have to really push hard to bring that extra populace into the parks and away from the Universal that's going to be stealing some of the traffic. So we forecast, and I doubt that's going to change. But we kind of thought it would be an interesting idea to look at the 4 Disney parks as they are right now. Assume that we had not enough space to expand, and certainly not enough space to build a whole new 5th park, or 5th gate, as some call it. But instead, just take the space that we have and improve upon it. This is not an original concept. A lot of people do this, but we've never done it. And we've certainly never done it with our Disney friends. So we thought, since we've been in such a Disney mood with Alani and Disneyland and all that going on, it would be fun to bring everyone on and do a little Imagineering exercise. So here's the gig.
Here's the rules.
The rules, as they say.
The rules.
You must, and by you, I mean like the 4 of us, we each must destroy at least one attraction at every Disney park. It can be a restaurant, it can be a character meet, can be a ride, can be a show, can be whatever you want it to be. Could be the Tree of Life. I would hate you forever, but it could be the Tree of Life. Whatever you destroy, you must build to replace. So you have the space you have from whatever you destroyed. What are you going to build in its place to bring people back to that spot, or to drive traffic to that area of the park or whatnot? Having said that, you cannot expand beyond the current park parameters. There's no pushing past the edge of the Google Maps domain or into the next roadway. You can't route traffic around the park in a different direction. You gotta work with what you have. So some of us may be thinking more critically than others. Some people may be thinking more creatively than others. We haven't had a whole lot of conversation about what we were planning.
We know what each person destroyed, but we don't know what they were going to build. That's going to be a surprise for
Dumbo
us.
Starfly.
Dumbo Starfly.
Mom, I want to get off!
That would be some great first Dumbo ride pictures.
I do want to say, though, Tim's got the right idea. If you're in the chat, make sure that you can drop your suggestions in, and you can rate our suggestions.
That would not take
follow
more
along.
room than the current Dumbo ride.
Yep, as long as you follow the 3 rules we set out, you can destroy anything you want, you can plant anything you want. We want to hear your ideas too.
Yep.
But we got a lot to get through because we each did this exercise 4 times for each park. So all 4 of us are going to have Animal Kingdom picks, Magic Kingdom picks, Hollywood Studios picks, Epcot picks, and we're going to work through each one. And at the end, we're going to have to defend these choices, and we're going to see whose choices are kind of our favorites. And then we're going to go out and pitch it to Disney. So, are you guys ready? I think I can't remember. I think the next slide is straight on into the madness.
I am prepared.
Are you ready? Do you have your notes?
Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
You ready? Okay, let's do it. We're starting in Animal Kingdom.
All right.
And here's why we're starting in Animal Kingdom. Because having had to assemble the slides, I got to see, I don't know what everyone has planned for their creations, but for everyone's destroyed, I know what everyone. This is the one park where we have no overlaps.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this is a great opening exercise where everyone gets to think a little bit differently.
This was not my greatest creative moment. I will
Yeah, this is like
I,
my
I,
worst.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is my weakest of like the
Good,
four.
let's get the weak
Like, I
ones
feel
out of
like-
the way.
Just knock it out. Based on, I don't know who was on the live last week and who wasn't by the time we got into this, but I will say that anyone who was on our live stream last week is going to be a little bit surprised and appalled by my choice, the way that I thought through things. But I'm not starting with me. I'm starting with Katie.
Oh yeah. Okay. So just for context, I don't think that Kite Tails actually would need to be physically destroyed. And I know it's actually on its way
I
out
would destroy
anyway. But
I would choose to destroy them.
I cheated a little bit because I don't really know what to do with Animal Kingdom because I really like it. It's one of my favorite parks. And I know that
Wait.
Dino Land, am I explaining it now or am I just saying what I'm building?
Don't explain what you're building. Explain why you're getting rid of this.
Oh, Kite Tails. Because I need the arena to do something else.
Okay, very straightforward.
I need the arena. I also needed to destroy something, so I picked Kite Tails.
Animal Kingdom is our favorite park.
I
It's
had a hard
to
time
pick.
picking what to
It's hard to
destroy.
pick things
And
that you
even
don't
though
like.
Dino Land, I think, is the obvious, or at least part of Dino Land, because I like the dinosaur ride, is the obvious choice. I still don't know what to do with it.
There is a kind of an unwritten rule that I don't think any of us violated or any of us needed to have explained to us, but we're not taking into account the things that are planned developments in the Disney
Right.
parks for the future because like Dino Land may or may not be there in 5 years. We don't know. It was announced as a blue sky concept that they might
I
do
can-
Moana and Zootopia, but
Yeah.
for now it's Dino Land. So that's what we're working with.
Anyway,
All right.
I
Yeah,
needed-
that's how I kind of figured.
Yeah.
that's
same.
what I needed. I
Same,
needed
same.
the arena that Kite Tails uses.
Hey April.
April.
Hi, April.
Your mic was asking Connor.
He's waving down there.
Oh, the best part is when he pops his head.
Yeah, I put the
The
chat.
hat
There
just-
you go. Perfect.
All right, so April, if you're just joining us and you missed the initial rule, we're destroying a Disney creation in each park. We're building something to replace it, and then we're defending the decisions. And Katie has chosen to destroy Kite Tails.
Okay. Am I saying
So-
what I'm building yet?
Yes, this is
Okay.
the space you have to work. I wanted to find like square footage so I could be all sciencey and tell you all exactly how much
Wow,
space
I
we
will
yeah,
had.
tell
it
you.
is.
I-
Disney doesn't
I
publish
thought the least hard about this because all I want to do is bring back Rivers of Light. And I asked him if I could bring back an old attraction or old thing. And he said, I will allow it. So yeah, I'm bringing back Rivers of Light because it was an amazing nighttime show. And there's no reason, honestly, there's no reason that it can't go on at the same time that they have Kite Tails because one's during the day and one's at night. But for whatever, based on the rules of this game, I had to destroy Kite Tails. Rivers of Light was amazing. If you ever got a chance to see it, there was fountains, light up floats. It was kind of like if you've ever been to like a Chinese lantern festival, it was like those but floats. And the music, which was part of it, was written by like Mark Mancina, who has done a lot of really good
Mark Mancina did Speed.
soundtracks.
Not the drug, the soundtrack for the movie Speed.
It was amazing. Look up the Rivers of Light music and do yourself a favor. It's amazing. Water fountain shows. I cried. Very Lion King. It was felt
It's
very.
Animal Kingdom.
It's animal. Yeah, it's very Animal Kingdom. It was beautiful. So yeah, I was lazy. I want to bring back Rivers of Light. That's all I'm doing here. It's not creative. It's been done, but
It's
I'm
fair.
bitter that it's gone.
I'm fairly certain that the barges are still sitting backstage for Rivers of Light.
I sure hope they
I don't know
weren't
why they would
destroyed.
destroy. They don't take up a ton
Yeah.
of space. Kites probably, by contrast, take up zero space because they just collapse.
Right.
I get
So-
the sense that Kite Tails was never made to last because it's kind of cheap. not to not. I know that it took money
Yeah.
to change, and the jet ski performers and the kite swingers are very like they're skilled and they're skilled performers and all that. But like the actual quality of the show as compared to what was there, it doesn't measure up.
No.
So I'm like, I can't imagine that was meant to be a permanent thing.
And like people will leave Animal Kingdom even earlier than closing because there's no
There's no nighttime
show
spectacular.
keeping
Yeah.
them there. except for like, you know, the tree,
Pandora After Dark.
there's sometimes like a tree show, but that lasts all of like 5 minutes. Like most people are not sticking around for it. So anyway, that's what I would do. I'm a Rivers of Light stan.
Speaking of Pandora, which I know I'm the only one who said that, but Tim said he would destroy Navi River Passage, but keep the Avatar theme, replace it with the Reef Keeper.
Reef people.
Reef People. Reef Keeper sounds cool though, doesn't it?
I'm assuming that's from the second movie. Which
Yeah,
we
The
have
Way
not
of Water.
seen.
A lot of people really like the second. We're not huge Avatar fans, but strangely we love the land.
I have not seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen the second one either. I'm probably not going to.
I mean,
to be
I
totally
want to
honest.
see it. I just haven't had time.
It's on the list.
it's on the to-do
On the very,
list.
very, very long list. You guys
Alright,
know how
Kaylee.
long that list is.
You're
Oh,
up next.
geez.
You're up. Are
Oh,
you ready?
no. Oh no, I am.
Oh, no.
I guess.
What
Yeah,
are
I
we
I picked Cali River Rapids, which I'm surprised was not Tim's choice in a way. 'Cause Tim hates water rides. Yeah, this one, I don't know. And I like rides like this sometimes in the summer, but I just think the last few times I've been, I don't enjoy going like right in the middle of summer anyway. So like most of the time I'm not like dying to get on this one. So it was just kind of lackluster for me. So that's why I kind of put it as my destroy.
I
you
will
ready for me
say
to-
that,
okay,
like,
go
this ride. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. but,
No,
like,
go ahead,
in
go ahead.
terms- In terms of like, you know, defending my decision not to tear this ride apart, I don't care for water rides particularly, just as a general concept, but they do add a certain kinetic energy to like any given theme park if you have like a water attraction. It gives a little bit
Yeah.
of variety, and I feel like Animal Kingdom kind of lacks for that, except for this ride.
Yeah.
The only thing I would like, if I had to do it again, I might like tear it down and build it the same ride back with like more twists and turns or more interactive, because it's very short and it has one
Mhm.
drop, and it's like if you survive that drop without getting wet, you're mostly in the clear.
Yeah, I've come off this ride like
Bone
almost
dry.
completely dry,
dry.
which is not
Yeah.
bad, but
I just
Yeah.
feel like it kind of disappointed me compared to
Yeah.
the other ones I've been on. It just wasn't like, I don't know, but I see what you
yeah,
mean. by
after
that.
you do Grizzly River Rapids.
Yeah.
Well, I
Just
think
saw that in the intro.
I think we can safely say if I'm fine getting on a water ride, it's probably not a very good water ride, as other
Yeah.
people might
I
enjoy.
think yeah.
All right. So given that, you have quite a bit of space actually. This
Yeah.
I looked from the high level like it was about like 15% of the park. It takes up way more space than I thought it would.
Yeah, it actually takes up way more space than I thought it would too. Okay, so hear me out. This is my worst one, or one of the worst ones. There's only one I'm actually kind of proud of out of my four. Why am I big now? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Because we don't have concept art. so-
I'm sorry. Anywho's, so picture Jungle Cruise meets Kilimanjaro Safaris, because I do like that it's water and I would want to keep the water aspect. So I thought, you know, maybe having some like animals on the side, and it's kind of like going through one of the trails or the safari, but you're in a boat and
I can dig
get rid of
that.
the
Yeah.
drop
Yeah, I like
because
that.
you know you don't want to do that. But I just think that's fun because it kind of stays with the theme, but it still keeps the water aspect. So because
That's
you know
good.
I love boat rides. So
Yeah,
That was
and that
my-
addresses
that was
my
my-
kinetic energy complaint too.
Yeah,
That's good. I like that.
that's solid.
You also probably saved Imagineering some money by keeping it a water attraction because they
Yeah.
already have everything laid out. Just so.
Yeah.
I like it. I would I was gonna say I would fund that, but I won't because I don't have the
Make a GoFundMe.
I would hype that change coming to Animal Kingdom. How about that? That's
Don't worry about it,
totally
Kim.
fine.
It's not
I
that
don't
great a
really.
ride.
You're not really missing much. Like I would appreciate more theming on the ride. Honestly, I feel like they were going somewhere with like the deforestation, and then they kind of cut it back, and it didn't really. go anywhere.
Supposedly it was. I mean, we've not had Walt Disney in our blood like all the way through child. Like when this park opened, and I think Kali actually opened a couple years after Animal Kingdom proper did. But when Kali opened, it had like more interactive effects. It was more like there was a forest fire at the top, and it was a big scene, and it had a message about deforestation. And now that message is kind of like it's
really
painted on
watered-
loosely, but
watered down.
it's not as prominent, and the effects don't work. And yeah. So I'm totally fine with Kaylee's idea. I think that would be great for the park.
Yeah, like I think like what Katie was saying too, like I don't think anybody would be like that upset if it went. That was like one thing that I kept thinking about when I was doing these too. I was like, I don't want like the Ohana noodle effect where like I'm getting like death threats for like getting rid of something. So I was like,
I am
where this brought I think
100%
past that test. I
yeah.
don't think you'd be getting death threats if they announced this was going.
Ohana noodle.
We're
Did you
calling it
really,
that.
Connor? That'd be so sad. Did you honestly? Like, do people really get that serious?
That's what I heard. I saw stuff on like Twitter where people are like threatening people.
Oh, I thought it was you. I thought you said something and people started threatening you. I was like, oh my
I mean, I like the noodles, but I'm not gonna kill someone over it.
Okay. No, I thought you were getting threatened. I didn't think you did threatening. Okay.
Tim also wants to pitch Animal Kingdom. Remove Kilimanjaro safaris, replaced by a Lion King coaster. Hunt of the Hyenas. Be prepared.
Oh man,
with
you're trying to get me with the
prepared.
Lion King theme coaster, but I would be sad if we lost the safari.
I think the safari is kind of critical to Animal Kingdom and what it
But
stands
it definitely
for.
would give a lot of space for a big coaster for sure.
Although
I
like,
could totally
Hunt of the
see-
Hyenas, like that hits. That's a good
Yeah,
good name
like
right there.
the shadows like going on. I mean, I'm visualizing something like Hagrid's at Universal, where like you enter a show scene first, and the hyenas are like marching along,
Yep.
and then someone says
Yeah.
"Be prepared," and then you launch. All right,
As long as it was the original Lion King and not the new one.
be prepared.
No,
Be
stop.
prepared. Be
Stop. Stop that.
I think I'm next. So
Yes, you're the only one who. No, Connor hasn't.
Connor
gone.
hasn't gone yet.
Okay.
Connor, you're bringing up the grand finale on this one.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, I would second this. I didn't like this one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So let me tell you what.
Tim's killing the show they just brought back.
Oh, wait.
Care
Is this
about
the-
it. I like people. I've watched a number of Disney vlogs, right? And people always say the same thing coming out of the show. They always catch like all vlogs about Finding
It's
Nemo the
cute.
musical. Yeah, they come out and they're like, "That's pretty cute." That's it. Period. Full stop. Like they walk out and they're
Yeah.
like, "I enjoyed it, but I'm not like invested in it." And we do have Nemo at Epcot too, so it's not like we would be completely removing the IP.
Kind of like the puppets though. They're kind of cool.
I like the puppets too.
I
but
haven't-
there was-
okay.
Oh Kim,
I
you have no
know.
idea how many people I'm gonna hurt.
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say the production value of this show I feel like is good.
You feel like this one is good?
I think
Like the production value, like what goes
yeah.
into it.
Production value is
We've
good.
never actually
Yeah.
watched it because
You've never seen
Someone-
it, like for real?
I've never watched.
I've
I've watched Finding Nemo. I haven't seen.
No,
it.
no, this show. Yeah.
No, I've never
Well,
watched it.
When I went back in 2019, I was like, I must see every single show, and this was one of the last ones we did, and it was my least favorite of all the shows. And I had a woman sitting in front of me that was like, I think this is the best show, and I looked at my grandmother and I was like, what shows has she seen? Like the Disney Junior show? I don't know, but I'm sorry, but no, I really, really,
ours is very
truly.
subjective.
I have very strong feelings that this one is one of my least favorites, but I do understand why people like it. It does have good AC, and it is.
I
a
know
seated thing.
they did revamp it while it was gone.
Yeah,
so I
I've
don't
not
know
seen
if-
the one that came back. I saw the one like many moons ago that was like the original. That I guess maybe even like 2 iterations or so ago. But I've seen the new show like in other people's videos and whatnot. So it's not like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, the puppets are kind of.
The puppets are cool.
Yeah.
Like
It
I'm
is
not
cute.
saying like
Yeah.
Just
the
not-
production value is not bad on this show. It's just like number one, it has nothing to do with the movie for the most, because all the songs are just songs they made up. The Big Blue World song, I think, came from this and then carried over to the Epcot attraction. And I'm just saying, I hate that song.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't feel the same way about the big.
No.
Blue
I just,
World.
it just
I don't remember that song.
But
I just remember
I'm
being really
thinking-
bored. I really do. I was so bored.
Thinking globally, like how does this appeal to park guests, and what could we possibly stand to lose in this park? Now, here's where I'm going to surprise a couple of people, because as you can see, this theater plus the parking areas and the cooling towers and everything that comes behind it takes up a substantial footprint in Animal Kingdom. I can't obviously build into the areas where there's obviously like cast member backstage areas and whatnot, and I can't go into the walkway, but I have a pretty significant footprint to work with. And so what I was thinking as I was thinking about Animal Kingdom is the one problem I don't know what happened. I had a stroke. The one problem we keep running into at Animal Kingdom is that every time we talk about going to Animal Kingdom, which is our favorite park, so we always go, we're like, do we want to make any dining reservations? And the answer is usually nah, because we're just going to wind up eating at Satuli. It's really good quick service. If we don't wind up eating there, we're going to go to Nomad.
Restaurant.
I am making a restaurant.
Wow.
And here is what the restaurant
is. I was going to be like, the Rainforest Cafe is right down the street.
It's not going to be the Rainforest Cafe. It's not going to be the Rainforest Cafe. It's interesting that you say that because in my notes, I said to myself, imagine something similar to the Rainforest Cafe, not in terms of the actual theme, but in terms of the quality of theming and the immersive experience. So what I'm after is, believe it or not, an Encanto-themed treehouse restaurant that goes into the sky.
I can't believe.
I told you that was going to be your reaction. I told you that was going to be your reaction.
Oh my gosh! If anyone was here last week,
I trashed
Encanto.
But here's why I think it works. It works, and it's strange. I know that I like want to put it in Animal Kingdom of all places, but here's why it works. Is because if you've seen the movie, one of the kids, they all have like superpowers, and Antonio. One of the young kids, he has the power to talk to animals, and he like comes into his room, and it's a magic house that gives them the room that aligns with their superpowers. I do
love Antonio's room.
So the room is like a big giant treehouse, and there was a lot of speculation in Disneyland that the Tarzan's treehouse conversion was going to be made into the Encanto treehouse. I thought that was probably a little bit premature because the movie's only been out for a year, and we don't know how it's gonna like endure the test of time. Hey, Crystal.
Welcome, Crystal.
I'll pop you over Connor here, Mike Wazowski style.
It does not get old.
Okay. Trashing Encanto has ended.
Yep.
Not quite. I still think it's an okay movie. But listen,
but it's going to be an amazing
treehouse theme restaurant. This should be a dining experience that is like ADR, like advanced reservation capable, that is a character meal, that ascends to like several levels, probably 3 levels, like an actual treehouse. And we would have to cover up like some of the sightline below the first level so that you wouldn't be looking out onto a cast member parking lot. But imagine walking through and having like some screens where you could see like the Encanto family playing.
It would be like the Space 220.
Yeah, exactly. But also some like actual animatronics like the Rainforest Cafe. And then this is where I think it would have like the most draw. You could have Encanto characters beyond just Mirabelle that would come and do the dining with you and would wander through.
Oh, cool.
Like Isabella with her flower trail just walking through. It becomes a character meal. It's a character meal that's at the back of the park, which would draw a lot of attention away from Pandora and possibly split the wait times for people who wanted to get out there and rope drop in the morning. And it's something to look forward to, like dining-wise at the Animal Kingdom, aside from just like Tiffin's.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, because you're right too. Like when I think about Animal Kingdom, I don't think about a lot of table services.
Yeah,
it's pretty much just Tiffin's and Nomad.
Tiffin's and Yak and Yeti.
And Yak and Yeti too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim put both of
I
those.
like Tusker House.
Oh yeah, Tusker House.
But that's another character meal too, right?
Yeah, it's character.
It is.
Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald.
Yeah.
I think it's just breakfast that's character for that.
Yeah, it
one.
might just be breakfast, and then it's maybe
Will
like
it
a
be
dinner
chocolatier
buffet
level? That's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. Tusker House.
We have to have arepas, right? 'Cause that's what Julieta makes.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's an opportunity to do some like, because the Animal Kingdom, the other thing is like, it's all divvied up into countries the same way that Epcot is. So like in Asia, you have a lot of Asian food options, but a lot of them are food trucks. Yak and Yeti has a lot of, like, this would be mostly Colombian food, but you could bring, and because a lot of it is like vegetation based, to Mandy's point, you could have a lot of vegetarian options. Yeah, I think it would be a knockout. I think that would be a much better way to implement Encanto than like shoehorning it into one of the existing rides or the treehouse that like, this was Family Robinson's a pretty popular treehouse in Disney World too.
Yeah.
No comment on where that's going.
I'm impressed. I was not thinking it would come up.
I
I'm not
know.
mad about it.
I told
I
you.
am
I
shocked.
told you. I put some time into this, and I was gonna surprise you, and I did. Yeah. All right, Connor,
Bring us home.
what you got for us? What are you killing?
All right, I'm killing Pizzafari just
Oh.
because. And my reason.
I never had it. It's just
Oh.
cute.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I just like the one reasons I got rid of it is like I was trying to think of like what's like a place I always forget that's there. And like this is like as far as food goes, like I just never like think about this place. I'm also like if I'm at Animal Kingdom, I know for me personally, I'm not like, oh, let's get pizza. Like there's a lot of other things that like I want to try and like that kind of thing. But also too, like I'm from New Jersey. I take pizza very seriously, and I know Disney can do pizza well. They don't do it well here.
No.
Like there's definitely places
Yeah.
where they have like a good slice.
That is true.
And
Yeah, Napoli.
like if it's not gonna be good quality and there's not gonna be like that many great things to like attract me there, then squash it. Let's get rid of it.
Our friends Jay and Sam have been doing a whole vlog because they're theme park foodies. Their channel's food based. Doing a whole series on like the best Disney pizza, and it's not done yet. Like they keep finding new places to try.
Yeah, I don't know if they. I can't remember if they did.
I was gonna
They
say,
have-
did they do
They haven't done
Pizzafari yet?
Pizzafari or Pizza Rizzo. I know
Yeah.
that for a fact. But it's-
Okay.
unless Connor has his way and it's gone. All right, so the hang up with this one is that you don't have a whole lot of space to work with. I was pretty generous in giving you like the overhang because I think Pizzafari shares kitchen elements with Tiffin's and Nomads. It's all part of the
Okay.
same.
Oh, interesting.
So I cut
didn't
into that a little bit. But
actually realize.
Yeah, like
that
I
that-
don't think I would need a ton of room because I think like yeah. No, like for my idea, like you wouldn't need a ton of room. Like I was just planning on like just replacing it, like whatever the space actually was. So my idea was to do a Wilderness Explorer themed quick
Okay.
service, and basically like I mean that's pretty much my idea. And I just thought like one thing they could do that's like a little unique there is like in the Up movie, Carl eats out like the TV dinners, like put all the different options in like little TV dinner.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute.
Like, things.
Yes.
I thought that would be kind of like a cool idea. And I know they already pushed like Wilderness Explorers like throughout the park. So I thought like if they did something like this kind of could be like the like home base type thing. And I thought that'd be kind of cool.
yeah,
I think that is cute.
that's great. A lot of
I
people
like
like
it.
that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, it's a good movie, and like just like bring like decent food there. And I also thought like if people are upset that there's like not pizza like a pizza place, it's like they could literally put pizza on like the restaurant like in like there isn't there like a quick service like Dino Bites or something in Dino Land.
Yeah.
Like you could easily put like pizza on that menu. Like I don't think anybody would be
Yeah.
like crying over it.
Isn't there Restaurantosaurus or something too?
That's
that
what it is.
something?
I think you
Yeah.
got it
Yeah,
right
yeah. They could put it on that menu easy.
I was just thinking
Oh,
that it was
kids
like they
meals.
could do like some sort
Yeah.
of bash or something.
Well, they do have the Wilderness Explorer program.
Right. But I just thought like as like a little gimmick or something for the
Yeah.
there. Like a grape soda. Do like the grape soda thing. Like play on that.
Yeah,
that'd
like
be
the
cool.
little caps.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
cute.
that would be so cute.
If they wanted to get really crazy with it, they could build like half of a facade of Carl's house out like the back.
That
Like
that
it
would be cool.
Planted itself down there.
Yeah.
That would be cute. That
Good
was
idea.
definitely more. I still
Well done.
think that I had the weakest idea, but I ain't mad about it. 'cause we could do all of our ideas, none of them stomp on each
Yeah,
other.
exactly. Like we could
Yeah.
totally make our own Animal Kingdom. I like
Yeah.
pretty much everything about the current Animal Kingdom,
Mhm.
but these are all good ideas for expansion.
I agree.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Good first round, guys.
Yeah. I love
Yay!
hearing ideas.
I think, Connor, I have you starting the Magic Kingdom because some of us have a little bit of overlap. So
Okay.
yours was the most unique death sentence,
Okay.
for lack of a better word.
Cosmic rays. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and like, but all right. So the reason I'm choosing this is just because the food is just like so bad in my opinion. Like I've even been there recently, and I just think it's awful. I also think it like, especially where Sunny Eclipse is in that room, it has like the worst odor ever. Like it's just so bad. Which I don't know if that would change if you put something else there. Maybe just knock it down and build
Maybe it's
something
just
new.
mold, man.
Yeah, like, and that would be like the one thing too. Like, I think out of all this, the part I would be most upset about was Sunny Eclipse. And I think like kind of going back to like what I was saying before with the whole like, you know, Ohana Noodles rule, like I could see that maybe being a problem here. But I also think too, like if people could get over like some of the attractions we've lost and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they could get over losing Sunny Eclipse. But I just think because food
I
quality.
have an idea with what to do with Sunny Eclipse. You should put him in Oka's Cantina as another rival DJ with Rex.
That'd be awesome.
Put him in there.
You don't have DJ battles in your canteen.
But I was also almost thinking like kind of like they did with like the Great Movie Ride in like Mickey and Minnie's, like do little odes to that, like in whatever I'm gonna put there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, like I remember Sunny Eclipse, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passing the deed. I hear you.
Exactly.
All right, you got a fair amount of space.
Yeah, it does take up a lot of space.
What do you? It takes up more space than I thought it did. What do you replacing cosmic rays with?
Okay, so I'm pulling it up here because I actually had two, but I'm gonna go with the one that I think would be more pleasing to everyone. So I was thinking doing a Wall-E themed restaurant. I think it fits Tomorrowland. I feel like Disney doesn't push Wall-E as much as like they could. Like I feel like a lot of people are like a big fan of that, and make it like kind of like a by and large like quick service. I thought that would be like a
really
kind of cool
cute.
thing. And do that. And I also was even thinking like, you know, like I don't know if it would just be like way out of place. But like, I don't know, keep Sunny Eclipse. Like you don't have to keep him in there, but like maybe just like put him like, I don't know. Put him somewhere. I don't know.
Put him in a big by and large box.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be like, I feel like if he was like still there, people wouldn't be like, oh my god, like this is like so like off theming. I don't know.
I don't know. I think because like you know how like Figment is inside one of the boxes at the
Guardians.
the Guardians
in
ride
Disneyland.
in Disneyland. I feel like there's somewhere you could put Sunny Eclipse.
Yeah.
I don't think we wouldn't get rid of
We
him.
wouldn't
He
have
just
to
would move.
we wouldn't have to outright kill him off.
Yeah.
We could just
Yeah.
kill off his face and retheme it.
I
Something
like
better.
that Wall-E themed
Yeah.
quick
But yeah.
service.
My biggest thing
How-
was like just amp up the food quality though, like because
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like not good.
I'm picturing
I mean-
like this little like a old boot with like one of those like dirt sundaes in it. You know, like the plants
that would be
and-
cool though. Like that would be that'd be fun.
That would be so cute. It's like it's like the bathtub sunday, but instead
Yeah.
it's
And then do like Eve and like a vegetarian like thing, like with the little green light.
yeah. Oh, that'd be
Like there's a
so
lot of
That would
options.
be
I
good.
think
You could have like the animatronic or not even animatronic because they were technically robots anyway. Like you just have like the Wall-E and Eve like making things behind the glass the same way you have at like Satuli Canteen with like the meat being stirred.
Oh, that would be cute.
yeah,
see
yeah.
them.
I'm
Like
definitely
there's a lot of
one
options, I think.
Sonic Wall-E somewhere.
Just like roaming around like R2D2.
Some
Yeah.
of that would be-
Yeah.
Can I just say my second idea and I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I was
go for
thinking
it.
like the first thing that came to me was Treasure Planet themed restaurant, just because like I love that
Oh,
movie as a
Wait, did
kid.
you say Treasure Planet themed ride or restaurant?
Restaurant.
Okay,
Because
still
I thought you could put like Long John Silver, like an animatronic, in the back and make it look like he's like cooking the food.
Oh,
that'd be
the
so
galley.
cool.
But I thought Wall-E would be like more to the masses.
Yeah.
Probably.
Also,
Because
you'd
more
have to
recent, too.
contend with like the old new style of like the mix between the classic novel and the thematic elements that associate themselves with Treasure Planet are a little bit harder to jam into Tomorrowland, which is very like
Because
past, present, future.
it's kind of like that
True.
Vernian like steampunky look that is in other Tomorrowlands, but not ours.
Yeah, that would fit
necessarily.
perfectly in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah,
Perfectly.
a Treasure
We
Planet.
need to do that immediately.
Yeah.
Who can we get on the line to speak to you about Imagineering Paris? Real quick, we do have suggestions from the Peanut Gallery. Kill Little Mermaid, replace with Mulan. I would be sad to see the exterior facade
Yeah,
of
I
Little
do
Mermaid
think the
go,
Little
but
Mermaid.
the Little Mermaid ride, I would not miss.
You know what's so funny is our animatronic technology has just gotten so much better since The Little Mermaid, and that was like the new. I remember seeing the Ariel animatronic, and although I will say Ursula still looks pretty cool when her head's not off to the side. But now it's like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have watched like the new Elsa for Hong Kong and stuff. It's like, wow, we've really come a long way.
Yeah, Ariel's starting to show her age a little bit. And Kim said, get rid of Storybook Circus, replace it with literally anything. Seconded by Mandy. Good ideas, guys.
Yeah, this is exciting. Got some real Imagineers among us.
Kaylee, you're next.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
Ready?
Oh.
What are we killing?
I'm the Swiss Family Treehouse. Is that what it's called?
It's the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cute. I'm somewhat regretting this decision because I'm struggling to find like something that fits good with theming, but I went with it. So
were you not aware of the Ohana noodle effect until this time?
Look, I just, people are entitled to their own opinion. It's fine.
You do have, I mean, it does take a fair amount of space. It takes more space than I think we all realize because you can't see most of it from the vantage points on the ground.
Yeah,
but
it goes further back.
It's got some height. It's got some depth.
Yeah.
What are we going to replace it with?
It's also got prime real estate.
I struggled a lot with like trying to figure out what to put here because when I gave you my choices, I did not think at all what I was going to replace them with, which was not smart, but I did that. And I feel like, I don't know if this is going to be cheating. It's based on something that is coming, but it's not something that, at least I'm not aware of happening. Although I feel like it may happen in the future. Which
I
is just
literally resurrected an old show. So you
okay. It's going to be like Tiana's restaurant. I feel like the thing with it is like Tiana's taking over Splash Mountain, but I'm like, there's nothing really super nearby there to do a restaurant. Mm-hmm. In my mind. So I was like, well, it's like kind of close. It's not great. It is what it is. But that's what my brain came up with. So
I am sad that we won't have a Tiana's Palace component in Walt Disney World.
I thought we were getting that until like really, really recently when they announced like it's coming to Disneyland. And I'm like, well, when's the Magic? But the Magic Kingdom one is already like in progress. Like what's
is it?
No.
Okay.
No, not sorry. Not the restaurant, but the Magic Kingdom Tiana's Bayou Adventure since it's in both coasts, but only Disneyland is getting Tiana's restaurant or Tiana's place
or Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like it could be like, I don't know, it could work, I guess, in that area because it's semi like close going in there. I don't know. It's like I went with it. It's all I came up with, but
no, I like it.
Okay.
My only, if I was being like hypercritical, my only thought is like to make that theming work and fit the movie, we would have to get rid of a lot of trees. It would have to be like a shipyard in Adventureland, and that would mean like less shade overall. But you'd replace it with air conditioning, so it might even out.
Yeah, people might get over it.
Yeah.
Florida is Florida.
We like our air conditioning there.
It's all I came up with, so.
So Tim likes a Moana log flume.
Moana.
I mean, it could.
We are. I did say we were trying not to like look ahead to like what things could be, but there is supposedly a Moana themed log flume coming to Animal Kingdom.
If they decide to go with the Moana,
I think based on analytical research that like the Moana thing is actually more likely than Zootopia. But
that was the other problem I had with that. Like I was not really excited about either one of those, but. I'm more of Moana over Zootopia because I think Zootopia would be incredibly out of place.
This also works because Pecos is right across from Splash Mountain where Tiana is going to be.
Oh,
but
see, I didn't think about this because I just chose places before. That was my
no, but it's fine though because the other thing is that like Pecos is comparatively small when you're looking at the footprint that Swiss Family Treehouse occupies. So if it winds up being like a big attraction. Like Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest restaurant. Like you're gonna want capacity for more guests.
But Pecos is quick service, but with lots of seating, right?
Not lots of seating, just seating.
Some seating.
We were very lucky to find a table at Pecos.
Well, maybe it would be like one of those small sit downs that you definitely need a res for.
Yeah, fair enough. You're next.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you're
I'm the
gonna
problem.
steal my thunder.
I am not
Hi.
stealing your thunder. So
She's stealing my thunder.
for context, we did not reveal to each other what we were building. That's why I was so surprised about the Encanto thing. But we were talking about this the other day, and we, without actually saying, we think we may have done the exact same thing. So I'm going first. I did not steal his idea.
She
we
still
just
stole my
have
idea.
the same
She
idea.
stole my idea.
Okay, anyway, that obviously that was the facade of Small World in Fantasyland. And for a couple of reasons, yes, I do like It's a Small World, but I'm very partial to the Disneyland version.
Yep.
I like the facade better. I like the ride better. I like everything about the Disneyland version better. I think I haven't really made any time for It's a Small World in Walt Disney World in years. Even though the wait is usually not so bad.
2021 when we did our.
I still have an appreciation for it after watching the Imagineering story, but I get that appreciation from the Disneyland version. I think it's in Fantasyland, which to me could be because in Disneyland it's like off to its own thing, and I think there's more fantasy stories that could be told in this area over.
I wonder what they're going
over
to be.
the It's a Small World ride. And actually, I think I said I would probably destroy both It's a Small World and Pinocchio's Village House too.
You're taking
So
down.
I'm taking the whole thing.
You're taking the whole building.
Taking it all.
The whole structure.
So that's why I say It's a Small World. It's also very close to something else in Fantasyland that would make perfect sense to build right next to, which is what we started talking about, and then it was like
That's how I knew
thing.
she stole my idea.
So I would destroy It's a Small World, and in the husk of it, build a Tangled dark ride with boats.
That's a good idea.
And the boats would be the new mock ride boats. Is that your same exact boat? Yep. So I don't know. Mock Rides is working on this technology where the boat has a lot of dynamic movement. So it's not just, it's not just pirates. It's not just Small World. It's not just sitting on the boat and riding around. It can do stuff.
Show scenes like a dark ride.
Yeah. So, but it's still a boat. And obviously we have a fantastic boat scene to look forward to in this ride where you would see the lanterns and you would sob every time, or at least I would, because that's how that song makes me feel. You get the lanterns and then be lanterns, and I would definitely want the new animatronics, the Beauty and the Beast dark ride in Japan, the Hong Kong Frozen ride, and Hong Kong level animatronics for this ride. No on-screen faces. We're done with that.
I don't hate that.
I hate it. It looks fake. And we'd have the music, so it would definitely be like retelling the Tangled movie. I think it harkens back to classic Fantasyland dark rides with like Pinocchio, Snow White, kind of retelling the story of the movie. Very little screens just to help set the atmosphere.
You could do screens for the fireworks.
Yeah, something. Well, there's not really fireworks, but there could be like lanterns,
the additional like projections of
but
lanterns.
Like no glasses involved, none of that, no shooting, no anything. You just sit on the ride and you enjoy
I got
it.
3 lanterns. How many did you get?
And then I would probably turn Pinocchio's Village House into like maybe the Corona Castle facade.
Oh, you're not gonna do the Snuggly Duckling?
Oh, never mind. I'm doing the Snuggly Duckling.
Oh, yeah.
That's way better. And then we'll have like a Snuggly Duckling. Probably quick service with seating too. And then I'd try to keep that same element where you can be watching people from the Snuggly Duckling go on the ride, because I do like that about Small World. and instead of like the Small World facade on the inside, it would be the Corona Castle. Yeah, Tim's right. That's a way better idea. Snuggly Duckling. And of course, as you guys know, Rapunzel's tower is where the Rapunzel bathrooms are, is just around the corner.
opposite.
So this would literally be perfect.
It would
where
fit
it is.
good.
And this was the one I was excited about because I just think this would be a fantastic addition to Fantasyland. And Tim
It's
did.
also my idea.
It's the exact same thing.
I have things to add.
Yeah.
So originally my plan took up just the show building and not Pinocchio's village house, because I thought Pinocchio's village house, while the food is subpar, it still works as a piece of Fantasyland, and it's also kind of like a reliable spot for like people to use the bathrooms and people to go get, like, if we can't get anything else, we can get chicken nuggets here at Pinocchio's village house. I think the Snuggly Duckling works a lot better, so I kind of regret not doing.
You didn't steal that idea from me.
No,
that
I
didn't,
worked
totally
with the space
didn't
I have.
steal
I'm a
from you.
responsible Imagineer. Don't take more than my share. Look, so my additions, pretty much everything that Katie said was like top of mind for me, including the mock rides boats. I think they're fantastic. They're a developing piece of technology that should be. Disney has a partnership with mock rides for the Slinky Dog Dash in Hollywood Studios. So we know they already have an existing business relationship. They could definitely utilize that technology if they're willing to pay for it. The reason that Small World, for additional reasons why Small World I think is being cleared, is not just the fact that it doesn't, as I agree, it doesn't quite fit in Fantasyland, because while it has a very like Welcome to Duloc type vibe, it doesn't fit perfectly with the other like Fantasyland dark rides, and it's kind of got a weird spot directly across from Peter Pan, which is a true Fantasyland Disney Renaissance piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that implementing like the Tangled theme ride not only would split the traffic between Peter Pan's, which always has a long wait, and get rid of Small World, which almost never has a long wait. It also cuts down on people who, I've seen 1,000 of these vlogs where people will walk around the Magic Kingdom and then be like, Small World's got a low wait, but I don't want to do Small World. I hate that song. Everyone loves Tangled for the most part. So Kathy agrees.
My guide would be
I'm
Disney.
sorry. He's mad at me for not opening my door.
You're fine. Kathy is on my side. My one addition to the actual attraction experience, I think it does, like it. There's some scenes in Tangled, and it's been a long time since I watched the original Tangled, but there are some scenes in like the canyon and whatnot where like the water is part of it and flowing a little faster. So I think it could have some like maybe less gentle and more like exciting moments. I also think that it would be a critical mistake not to have an interactive Pascal on the front of every boat.
Oh, that would.
That would
yes.
like change colors as you get to each scene, as if he's like hiding himself.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I accept that change.
So that was my idea too. And then like as far as like final defenses for this whole scenario, like you do still have Small World in Disneyland, and it should never go away in Disneyland. It is the iconic attraction from the World's Fair at Disneyland, whereas here it's just kind of an afterthought that was shoehorned into an empty space. So if we did something with this building, I think that the best thing to do would be Tangled because of its location in Fantasyland and being right next to Rapunzel's tower. But I think there's like potential to also leave Pinocchio's village house as it is and build kind of like a new experience for that window pane, because I also like that, looking through the window and seeing the boat ride. You could just have like it looking into a cave and people getting on boats instead of.
It's true.
It would still fit.
I'm sold on building the Snuggly Duckling.
Well,
instead.
I just pitched that to you. So
Yeah,
it's
you
a quick sell, quick and easy sell.
It's very similar architecturally to Pinocchio, I feel like. So I think you could still use the bones.
As I said, I regret not eating more of the space, but I have chosen what I have chosen, and I can't. At this point, I cannot ask Bob Iger for more space. I am strung with what I got.
Before
Okay.
we move on to another thing, I want to change mine, okay? Because full disclosure, guys, I did not make my choices until today while I was at work, and I was stressing, and I was going off my memory, and I was like trying to like really quickly look and see where all these things were, and I didn't realize that it was by Magic Carpets of Aladdin. And although it had the same issue of like there's a lot of trees and there's water and stuff, but I would love like an Aladdin dark ride. I do think that would be really cool. I love Aladdin. And talking about those like little like what you are talking about with the boats and stuff, like not like an exact boat, but I think if you used a car like that really moved, like the Magic Carpet, I think that'd be really cool. So I'm gonna take that as my choice instead because I feel like it makes more sense.
All right, so you've built up Tiana's palace and then you've torn it down.
No, Kim made a great point.
No one is upset about that.
There's a lot of creative thinking going on. So yeah, if you gotta knock it down, you gotta knock it down.
Kim's building it where Pecos built it.
Yeah.
I know Kim's building it in a more logical spot. So I was like,
I forgot we had more Imagineers at work.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We're I agree with Mandy. How do we get this done? How do we get this done? We have some great changes to Magic Kingdom in this.
I hope the Imagineers are watching this.
I know.
Also,
Francis
Francis does not speak for her company or for any affiliates or any such things, but she is here in the chat. Francis, knowing that you have disclosed you are not an official affiliate, you are welcome to contribute as a hypothetical Imagineer.
And whisper into yours
into the void
about the Tangled ride.
These are all your own ideas.
I'm very invested in that Tangled ride now.
I think it's great.
I really want it.
Okay.
Oh, Andre.
Kaylee, you're actually starting this one.
Am I? Okay. I'm trying to pull up the map so I kind of know what I'm talking about. Okay, but I'll just roll. I'll roll with it. Okay.
What are we killing?
Launch Bay. Launch Bay. Yeah, Star Wars. I stuck with attractions. This is I guess a meet and greet thing. And I've done it. I like it a lot. But I don't know. I just picked it because out of all the attractions,
it's too far from Galaxy's Edge.
It just seemed like it was in a really random spot, which honestly what I'm going to replace it with is also going to be in a really random spot because I looked what was around it. And it's like a Disney Junior thing and Little Mermaid. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So it's not going to be on brand, but I have something mostly because I just want it. And y'all can say it don't go, but I really want this. So how much space do I have to work with, Tim?
Yeah.
Do you want to see?
It's a big spot.
It's a pretty big spot.
It? Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay.
Significant footprint.
Okay. Again, I don't know that this really goes, but I'm
like holding my breath right now.
I feel like all of my choices are really, really bad. Okay, they are. But I really want an Emperor's New Groove coaster. So that's what I chose.
Oh my god.
Oh, Yzma, put your hands up.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I'm kind of like, it kind of goes with the Hollywood Studios vibe because like Cusco and Yzma are kind of like, fancy or whatnot. But yeah, I figured that was a pretty big space too. And that's something for like years and years. I've always been like, I love that movie and I'd love there to be a ride because there's basically a ride in the movie, pull the lever, come.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just like a perfect opportunity in a random spot. Because it's just a strange, strange
I don't care how
spot,
random it is. I like it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make this any bigger here. All right.
A little bit.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't make a huge difference. You can't really see it on this map, but like the Rock and Roller Coaster footprint is not as big as you would think it is. Like it's I don't think it's on this. I'd be off to the top left where we won't be able to see it. But it's about the same size as this building. So if you built up instead of like just with the footprint itself and expanding outwards, you could probably get a pretty good, like, I hate to say it, but a Gerstlauer roller coaster would be a perfect fit for that kind of attraction.
Kim's saying just replace Rock and Roller Coaster.
lot of people are saying. Tim said kill Rock and Roller Coaster
Oh,
too.
do like a Rip Ride Rocket, but better.
No.
I like better and smoother.
Yeah.
No Rip Ride Rocket. We hate Rip Ride Rocket here.
I like smoother.
I do, in some ways, I do think it would. Well, the thing about putting it where Rock and Roller Coaster is I would want there to be more theming. I think I just want it to be immersive. Like I really want it to be this really good immersive experience, and I feel like it's hard to do that. I mean, imagine they could do it and where Rock and Roller Coaster is.
Hate to like totally derail you, Kaylee, but
Oh,
I'm
no.
now feeling this for like the replacement for Dinorama in Animal Kingdom, like a whole like Mayan themed area, and we have the roller coaster, and we have like an Yves Macron meet and greet there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean to derail you in Hollywood,
No,
but I
you're fine.
want you to have even more, and I feel like you should get like a whole Emperor's New Groove area.
Yeah. Or we can I don't want to get rid of Disney Junior and the Little Mermaid. I don't, but it's like, it's so random.
It is random.
I just don't know. So, but yeah, I think I do like the idea of it being in Animal Kingdom better because like that stuff is probably going to be gone anyways. So I hate to because I know Disney Junior and the Little Mermaid, like people like those, and I wouldn't want to take those ones, but. Yeah.
To the comments, I will say that Rock and Roller Coaster and Rip Ride Rocket do share one thing in common, and that's that they both desperately, direly need to be retracked.
Yeah.
For those who are unfamiliar with coaster terminology, that's a pretty easy one. You're literally just replacing the track because it's so
honestly,
old. It's
I
rattling.
think Rock and Roller Coaster. I think they need new track and new trains. They need both.
It's very old. It's very old, and the technology that makes
it breaks
rides
down all the time.
Yeah. Well, fun story. My brother, when we went with a family trip to Disney World in December 2021, my brother lost his Magic Band on Rock and Roller Coaster. It was on, and then he launched.
How you're like holding like
when you hold the harnesses like that, it must have like rattled it off. But like the next day, it shut down due to smoke.
Oh.
So although we know there's probably no way that it was his Magic Band that killed the ride, we always joke in the family now that like the ride's so ancient that your Magic Band fell off and killed it for 3 days.
Yeah, no, that same thing happened to my sister on Space Mountain. And
she
it was
lost
one of
the
the new
Magic
Magic Bands too, the ones that
Oh,
they had just come out with.
Pluses.
like $45.
Yeah.
So much money.
It was a lot easier to replace them when there was no like interaction with fireworks shows.
They didn't need charging.
Oh, they didn't need charging. Oh, okay. Good ideas though. I like the Emperor's New Groove coaster.
Yeah, I mean, I would
That
be
needs to go
totally
somewhere.
fine if it were there in Hollywood, but I also just want now I want a whole Emperor's New Groove area.
Yeah, I like that idea. Indoor.
Oh, is it me?
It's you, and it's ironic that it's you because of what Kaylee just said.
I know. This will be a smooth transition.
What a smooth transition. Wait, before we move on, Tim has ideas. More serious. Kill Slinky, replace with Buzz and Family B&M Flyer. That would be fun.
I like that.
Pop out the wings for takeoff, and then to infinity and beyond.
Yeah,
and you
so it would
launch
be
off.
like a fly, like in Fantasia
Right.
style.
You hang instead of sitting.
Yeah.
Or-
You actually do the seats like Buzz is over Woody and someone's under you.
That'd be fun.
And you just hear Buzz say, "It's falling with style."
And your view from the top is obstructed by a giant plastic hat.
You have to stick your head inside your helmet. This just makes itself. Oh, it
It's
could
got a
be
lot of potential. It could be an indoor. It could be an indoor coaster. I think it would work better as an outdoor coaster though, for the amount of space it would need to take.
Yeah.
All right,
Good stuff, guys.
back
All
to
right.
you.
So Kaylee, I Voyage of the Little Mermaid, but I think you'll like what I want to build here. So this was one of my ideas I was really excited about, and I also would love to see happen. And honestly, I do not know how big this is in comparison
You do now.
to.
It's like 75% of the space that Launch Bay takes up.
Well, I was thinking, if I have to, I'd kill Launch Bay and this to build what I want. Because what I want to build is the Great Muppet Ride.
Oh,
It's the Great Movie Ride, but with Muppets.
it's genius.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
literally-
my god, that's
Every
so
scene
good.
from the Great Movie Ride, but Muppets. And I'm picturing like, so like the xenomorph, like alien, it's just animal. Kermit's
so
hanging
good.
Kermit's hanging off the pole for Singing in the Rain. Miss Piggy is like, I picture it's like Glinda the Good Witch, I guess, in the Wizard of Oz, but maybe she's just every prominent main character, because that would be Miss Piggy with different wigs on. Anyway, and it would just be the
Miss Piggy just keeps butting in through the narrative the whole way through. Like she just keeps popping up and taking up.
And maybe like one or two newer movie scenes, so that people who are younger than us might recognize some things, but or maybe maybe like a Star Wars scene or something to kind of throw it in there. But it would be basically the Great Movie Ride, but with
Francis,
Muppets.
where are you? You're the biggest Muppet fan in the chat.
I wanted to build it closer to the Muppet 3D, but there's really nothing I would destroy closer there. And I was like, well, if they can, my justification was, if they can have a whole Star Wars area and then put random Star Wars stuff over there, then I can have two different Muppets things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be close together.
To be fair, the random Star Wars stuff came first, and then they built Galaxy.
I know, but they also have like in Disneyland, like Star Tours is nowhere near where Galaxy's Edge is either. So you can have different properties spread throughout. So
that's a great idea.
That is a great idea. That's better than my idea.
That's what I was telling Tim. I was like, I really wish I could draw like concept art for this so that you could see like
I can see it in my head.
I can see it in my head too.
Absolutely see it in my head.
I also feel like that's such like a Muppets idea too, because like you'd be like, oh, we're bringing like the Great Movie Ride back, and like everyone would be excited, but it'd be like, yeah, it's coming back, but like here's like the budget we had or something. Like make like a joke like it's like the Muppets version of it.
They didn't have
that would be hilarious.
Right? Like they start talking about it's similar to like the hype behind Happily Ever After coming back. Like you start talking about it and then people start like buzzing like, is it going to be the same, or are they going to add stuff? Are they going to change?
Yeah.
I would just pick like,
and it's the Muppets.
I would just pick like a kind of, I would probably do a similar facade to like the Toon Theater for Mickey and Minnie's in Disneyland. So we obviously have the Chinese theater. We don't need to rehash that facade, but I maybe would do like the Majestic or something kind of in homage to that. But yeah, that's my idea, and I really wish it would happen, because I was like,
I like your idea too, where you're like incorporate like a new Disney movie too, because as soon as you said that, I just thought of like Elsa, like from Frozen, and you think it's gonna be like Miss Piggy trying to be here, but instead it's like, I don't know, like a different character in there, so like Fozzie or something. Like I don't know, like that'd be funny.
It's what's the shrimps or the capron?
Oh, Pepe.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, let it go.
I just think it'll be a hoot.
That would be phenomenal. That's my idea. Is not better than that. I mean, we can go ahead and close this down. I don't think any of us are going to top that.
My lazy Animal Kingdom idea is made up for my Hollywood Studios idea.
Okay. I have stated plainly that my idea is not going to top that, but I was relatively proud of it.
You should be proud.
I was relatively proud of what I came up with initially. Now it doesn't feel as good. But it's along the same line. So the big difference between what Kaylee's done and what Katie has done and what I've done is that I'm taking everything out of this area. Everything.
He's killing it all.
I'm killing everything. This is the one park where I killed multiple attractions. And the multiple attractions are this entire big honking footprint.
It looks like a third of the park.
It's not a third of the park. It's probably about 20% of the park. It's not an insignificant amount of space. And it's the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. It's the
Disney
Junior. It's Star Wars Launch Bay, and it's the Walt Disney Presents, which of everything, I think that's the one that might get a little bit of a reaction from the general public.
Because that's like the little museum.
That's the historic spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, most of these places, I would say I think it's like 50%, right? Because the Disney, I don't know if the Disney Junior Play and Pal dance party is reopened yet, to be honest. But I know Voyage of the Little Mermaid has been shuttered since COVID. It's not come back.
Not been open.
So my thinking is like, yes, these are wonderful places to interact with performers, to give a voice to talented individuals and all of that. But as it stands right now, in this moment in time, most of those talented individuals who are working in all these places have moved on and found other jobs because they've been shuttered for too long. The Walt Disney Presents, while it's a very cool idea and it's a nice spot for air conditioning, almost always empty. Like no one is there. So I wouldn't mind having that Walt Disney Presents. I think it would be better in like Disney Springs, where like it's not a part of the park, where you could still walk up and see, but you're not like taking up valuable real estate in a limited area. And I really need to like bulldoze all of this to make way for my big idea. My big idea, using all of this space. I wish Morgan was on the chat, actually.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Monsters Inc.
It's Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
So Disneyland, y'all might or might not know, has a Monsters Inc. ride. It's pretty small. It takes up a small space, but it's fun. It's interactive and it gets you like, your nostalgia going. It's a dark ride.
It's soft interactive. You talk to Roz.
You talk to Roz. Yes, that's fun. I like that. It's fun. But it's also just like fun to take you a story. My Monsters Inc. attraction taking up this space. There's a reason I need as much space because I want it to be a trackless dark ride, but I want it to be, how they were talking about like the big Zootopia attraction in Shanghai where they were saying like, we're going to go through the tundra and we're going to go through the tree houses and we're going to go through like, and the weather's going to change all around you. Well, that's what I want to do with the doors at the factory. So I want a big Rise of Resistance style scene where you walk into in the scare floor and you can see the doors moving above you and all of that. I don't even care if it's true. I just want it to like overwhelm you and like provide a sensory experience for what you're about to. And then the actual ride could be a trackless dark ride. I haven't really put as much thought into like the vehicles, so I don't know how it would like match up thematically. Could just be a taxi cab like it is in Monstropolis in Disneyland for all I care. But you start going through the story of Monsters Inc., or it could be even the epilogue of Monsters Inc., where instead of Boo, it's another kid that gets in and freaks everyone out or gets loose, and they have to like go chasing them through the different doors. And you just keep going all the way through an adventure that changes the temperature around you, changes the weather. You get interactions with the abominable snowman, just like something that
Snow cone?
something that will draw the same amount of attention as Frozen Ever After at Epcot, but on a little bit of a grander scale. I think this works for two reasons. Number one, because Pixar kind of has a home in Hollywood Studios. And aside from the cavalcades and Toy Story Land, you really don't have a presence. Yeah. We kind of like, we think of Pixar, and in Disneyland, it's definitely DCA, which is where Pixar lives because they got Pixar Pier. They don't have anything like that in Disney World. They've got Toy Story Land in Hollywood Studios. They've got the Buzz Lightyear area in Tomorrowland, but they don't really have a Pixar area, like a designated spot for Pixar characters. So if you notice, like the cavalcades and the parades, they tend to cluster those Pixar characters and make them part of everything there.
Yeah.
So I think that like, and also Lightning McQueen is around the corner at the Racing Academy, which no one ever thinks about, but it's there.
Yeah.
So like this park needs to get away from being the Star Wars park, because anyone who's not super into Star Wars thinks about this and they say, yeah, okay, including us. Like, we're not the biggest Star Wars fans. We usually, if we're going to drop a park, it's Hollywood Studios. And there's other things that we like at Hollywood Studios, but because you just have to, you get stuck in that mental trap.
But he's the one who paid $15 for a lightning lane to ride Rise of the
Resistance. I'm not saying I don't like Rise of Resistance. I'm just saying like the reason I paid for that in Disneyland is because it was like we were there anyway. And we're already in Disneyland, and Galaxy's Edge is in Disneyland instead of like having to be a separate park that you have to go to. Hollywood Studios is usually the one that gets dropped off our roster because we're just not that big of Star Wars fans. And again, there's other stuff in the park. And we like the other stuff.
We need more Muppets attractions.
We do need more Muppets. I told you your idea was better. I just think that like this would be a good way to like put like a big honking attraction right at the front of the park. It becomes a people eater. There's less traffic in the very small capacity of Galaxy's Edge because people with kids are going to go straight for Monsters Inc. and Mickey and Minnie since both of them are right there at the front.
Yeah.
And then Monsters Inc. becomes your e-ticket attraction. It would definitely be like a Genie Plus individual lightning lane. Like there's no getting away from that. But it would definitely be an attention grabber.
I'm picturing like Symbolica from Efteling. In terms of scale.
Yeah. Exactly that. You
Yeah.
could go into like an undersea Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
world. I haven't seen Monsters at Work, but I understand that there is a mythos to expand upon there. So I feel like even if you took place after the first movie and just started like going into the future, you could still tell a pretty good story using all the doors in the factory.
I like.
and make
Did
it
you see
fun.
Tim's idea for your ride? I thought that was cute. Like the cars are scream canisters. And you
Oh,
fill up
that
the
is
scream.
brilliant.
I think that's cute.
Tim,
Oh, that's cool.
We have something. We have some really good ideas.
I also
coming in
like
from
Randall,
Yeah.
by the way.
Isn't it Steve Buscemi? Is
Yeah.
that the voice of Randall?
Yes.
I think Randall looks like
A little
Steve.
one-eyed
He does.
It's like the big eyes. Anyway,
So that's my thoughts.
I like it.
Connor, you're bringing up the rear again. I'm sorry. But it
That's
was
all
because
right.
you're the only one who didn't destroy one of these like 3 buildings near the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going across the street a little, kind of. Yeah. So I chose Beauty and the Beast, as you can see, to get rid of that show. I just feel like again, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, like not memorable. Like it's something that I almost forget is there. I also feel like as far as the show itself, it's very outdated. Like it's just like a very outdated show. A lot of like the props and like the costumings are just like super old, and it's like too more the cartoon. I guess I could see like why people like that too, but I don't know. I just think it's something like very forgettable. So what I would do is I'm not doing a restaurant. I know I've done a restaurant.
I was waiting
I-
for your restaurant.
What I pretty much have done is like with anything, I pretty much just like clear out like what's in that space and then put something else in that space. Was kind of like what I was thinking. More like quick fixes, I guess.
Yeah, stick with attraction
And-
style.
So this is another one. I kind of had 2 ideas. One I kind of hate now, and one I kind of like still. But I'll go with the one I like. I thought like they have the Indiana Jones show where that shows you like how like productions are done. But I thought it'd be cool to have a show at Hollywood Studios where it's almost like celebrating like Disney performers at the parks. So make it like a Disney entertainment show, and then like you have like 2 hosts, and you split the theaters up into 2, and then like those hosts of it are like actors or performers that either used to be or are still currently like starring in shows. So you could have somebody from like Festival of the Lion King who's like the host that day, or you could have someone from like the Frozen sing along, or like that kind of thing. I thought would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
they kind of like the one they show you like they treat like I thought like you treat the audience like they're gonna be like future stars, right? Like actors in training or whatever, and then like, you know, you have like one group like sings, and then you have like another group do like skits, and like make it like a competition, like that kind of thing, and like both like hosts kind of feed off each other, and like so you learn about like the entertainment plus you have like fun. I don't know. I thought that'd be like kind of cool, and it's not like a Disney like brand like it would be, but like it's not like you're doing like off a movie or something like that. Like it'd be like an original something like original, which I thought would be kind of cool.
IPC.
Yeah, I like it. I think
I think that's very in the spirit of
the Hollywood
studios
style.
and how.
Well, and I thought that location in particular would be a really good spot for it.
Yeah, I agree, because it's off Sunset Boulevard, which is where all the Hollywood activities are supposed to take place in Hollywood studios. And it also like it's right near Phantasmic. So
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah, people who would come, I mean, before or after conceivably could go down and see the shit. Well, I imagine something like this would have a limited number of showtimes per day, because you can only have so many performers step away from their actual jobs in the parks. to do that. But I think, yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah. I'm curious what the one you
Yeah.
hated is, though. You don't have to.
Sorry. Yeah. But this is my first idea, and then my other one kind of built on that. So I was thinking like the show starts out with like a host, and he's like director from like I don't know, like when does Hollywood Tower of Terror take place? Is that like the 20s?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
1920s.
So yeah, I was thinking like this like old fashioned like director comes out and he's like talking like, you know, like he's from like New York, like in the 20s or something. And he talks about like how they're gonna like cast a movie for like the Hollywood Tower of Terror or that kind of thing. And then like he just picks people out of the crowds, kind of like what Indiana Jones like used to be. And just like do stuff like that, like just different things, and things go wrong with like the production and like jokes and like that kind of stuff. But I thought that'd be cool, and I thought it'd be cool to like do a show not necessarily based on Hollywood Tower of Terror, but kind of like that. I guess I picked that because I thought it would just like with the location, it'd be cool to like to have that feed off of it.
Yeah,
I
actually
like
don't hate that.
Both ideas, yeah.
Yeah, both ideas have merit. You know what I could also see that being is one of those like.
Thank you.
Like at the Animal Kingdom, we have the Wild Africa Trek or whatever that it's like an upcharge experience that you could walk through. So like you could have a small group of like 10 to 15 potentially pay for something like that, and then get like a tour through like the Tower of Terror.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Something like that, you know? Like it could be
yeah.
a whole day's worth of, I mean, probably like $500, $600 a person, so nothing I'd be able to afford.
A person?
A person.
A person?
That's just, I'm just being realistic. That's Disney pricing.
I don't know if it's a person.
I'm not saying I would go for it. I'm just saying I could see it
I think
from the overseer's standpoint.
We would need to talk about the price, but sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Both ideas are good. All the ideas are good.
Did we go through everyone? Yeah, we got everyone.
We got everyone because Kaylee led us off with her Emperor's New Groove.
We would not be able to build everything in the same place here. Connor's idea could survive, but we'd be competing for real estate.
I honestly think like if only one thing could survive, the Great Muppet Ride would have to be.
I mean, I'm pretty proud of that, but I still think we should transplant
that was great.
Kaylee's idea to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I agree. All right, we're down to our last part, guys.
Ooh, Epcot. That's a good one, and
I have thoughts on Epcot.
I have thoughts on Epcot too, and my thoughts might break Kim's heart. We'll find out. So, my thoughts are first after I just said that.
Yeah. Band-Aid.
Well, the reason I'm going first because a lot of you have things in common. So
okay.
I'm going to start us off on the opposite end of the park. I'll just say that none of us, for the most part, are touching Cosmic Reaper.
I think we all want that.
Now, hold on.
What?
Get him! No, I'm just kidding.
That's the wrong picture.
No, I had to pick this picture though because that's the only way to translate. Like most people aren't even going to know what this place is except for this. This is not okay. I'm not killing the attraction itself. What I'm killing, and this might still give some people
Christmas.
some hot topics. What I'm killing is the American Gardens Theater, where the Candlelight Processional, the Off-Broadway, all of the, the Christmas concerts and the seasonal festival concerts, all this stuff happens on this stage. And it's all part of like an upcharge experience right now where like everyone will pay for like dining packages and whatnot. You can fight for seating or you can pay for reserved seating. This is the big event space. And that is true of right now. Now, I did say that we weren't going to be building with the future in mind, but I feel like this is one occasion where we may be okay to cheat a little bit because this isn't something that could happen. This is something that is already happening. They're already building a new event space in Epcot. It's already like half constructed. So I do this with the knowledge that in a relatively short amount of time, everything that's going to be happening here is logically going to be happening someplace else anyway. I'm killing the American Gardens Theater because whether it's harmonious, whether it's Epcot forever, whether it's illuminations, something fireworks is always going to happen in this big lagoon. It always happens right at the center of the lagoon. And all the way around the ring at Epcot, there is no place that has a perfect view of the show. You can pay for dining packages that do not give you a perfect view of the show. Right now with the Harmonious, which I know is going away, but let's just take it for right now. With Harmonious and the Stargate in the middle, you have to have a good view of like dead on the Stargate. It doesn't rotate. So you have to find a spot where you can see straight to the middle of the ring, where everything shoots up around you. Those spots exist, but they're hard to find, and it doesn't matter how early you get there, you're going to be crammed in like sardines by the time the show actually pops off. Because people have no respect for one another and they crowd, and that's just the fireworks.
What are you building here?
Deliberately, I'm building a fireworks viewing area.
Wow, you're boring.
But listen,
You're boring.
it's practical. It's not an expensive or imaginative, but I think there's a way to build a conventional experience that enhances the guest's ability to view nighttime spectaculars.
Is your fireworks building area going to be upcharge, pay to play only, or are people going to camp out here for 4 hours to get your perfect fireworks viewing?
Both, because the spot that the theater occupies can hold up to 1,000 people. That capacity was measured.
Are we keeping the chairs?
No, we're not keeping the chairs. It's gonna be like Disneyland. It's literally Disneyland and Fantasmic that made me think of this in the way that like you pay for dining packages and then you get a better viewing spot, and the spot we had was perfect. So it's gonna be like an incline, and it's gonna be probably standing room only, similar to the Plaza Gardens at Magic Kingdom. But we're gonna decorate it nice. We're gonna make it interactive. We're gonna have like trees like at the Magic Kingdom.
What is your definition? Interactive. Okay, I was like, how are we interacting?
Light up with the show,
standing area,
and go off with whatever. And they can be programmed with like think about the Magic Kingdom in the courtyard, the hub. What the trees have is like LEDs strung up all over, and they can be programmed with whatever the show is going to do. So all of this can be part of an experience for like day guests. If you get there early, you have areas to stand. If you don't get there early, you run out of places to stand. And it's as simple as that. You can't crowd up on each other because there are going to be steps with inclines, so that crowding is basically impossible. There's only going to fit like so many people per step. So you have a little bit of elbow room, and then you have like a reserved viewing area at the bottom that can be part of like dining packages and whatnot. But at the end of the day, this opens up a way to experience the nighttime spectaculars that we simply just don't have right now. And it doesn't take away the event space, because the event space is going to be somewhere else in the not too distant future. And we already know this, so I feel okay saying it. It's not here yet, but it is promised to us. So having said that, that's my idea.
Out of respect for your idea, I think it sucks.
That's out of respect for my idea.
Think of something respectful to say.
I don't hate it. I think it's a good idea.
I couldn't even I'm like an SNL skit. I'm like trying to keep a straight face. And I'm like, no. I just feel like there's so many more creative things to do than being like, guys.
Well, if we'd have done
fireworks standing.
If we'd have done Hollywood Studios last, I would have had a better closer.
Well, this was your show. You decided to put your closer as your fireworks standing
hadn't gone first.
That's your thing.
I was the only one who hadn't gone first. But that's my idea.
I'm afraid to go now. I feel like he's just gonna be like, crap.
No, I guarantee. I mean, you guys could build a churro stand, and I'd be more excited than the fireworks stand.
Oh my goodness!
How'd you know my idea?
Connor, you're actually next. So
yeah.
All right.
Tell me about your churro stand, Connor.
Let's line up the firing squad here. What are you killing?
So this one, out of everything that I killed, this is what I would have the most hard time killing, because I actually do enjoy the short films. I do wish that they would vary with the films and do different ones, because I feel like it's always the same ones. And it is a nice break from like the air conditioning, but kind of with my theme of what I've been doing, I wouldn't really like you'd still have the air conditioning because I would just be taking what's in there out and putting something else new in that like same space. And that's pretty much just like why. Like I do like this show itself. Like I like the things, but you can also watch those on like Disney Plus now. So
And YouTube even.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like you just don't. It was different a couple years ago, when those weren't like such options. Okay. So this one's my most let's say elaborate.
Right. Oops.
That's the wrong
no, you're
picture.
good.
Wrong picture.
It's fine.
I was
So-
gonna say, I was like, wow, that theater takes up way more space than
I
I
messed
thought.
So
you.
I would
Donna.
continue with
you have
this
no
show.
idea how much space you have to work with.
So I would continue with the show. Like I said, I was trying to do like quick fixes. So I would do a show, but it'd be an inside out show. And bear with me here. So the queue itself, like I actually had asked him about this. I was like, do you think you could fit like a line like in that area outside? Because what I'd want you to do almost is like you start outside or whatever, and as you're going more towards like into like the theater, you kind of start feeling like you're entering like Riley's like mind. And then when you get into the theater, that like is Riley's mind. And then when you're sitting down, like the host of the show, it'd be on the screen and it'd be like joy and sadness. And they like, it'd be almost like Epcot-ish where like, it'd be almost like a little educational where they're talking about like feelings or stuff like that. But here's where it would get interesting and not boring. All of a sudden, like something would happen and like, you know, things are going off the rails, kind of like in the movie. But I don't know if a lot of you remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
But I want it to be almost like that in the sense of like where everyone has like a panel on their
Choose her reaction.
chair where you have different like reactions, like sadness, happy, angry, and like the theater votes over these like different problems. And then what would be cool about this show is like based on what people vote is like what scene you get.
Opinion. Yeah.
So you can get like different scenes in different ones, but you're also kind of like working together with like other people. So it'd be like very interactive. I think that would be like super fun. And I was even thinking too, like if you want to do like a cheaper way of doing it too, like don't even do like the things where like it was like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Like do like a QR code when you're on the line and scan your phone and just vote on your phone.
Yeah.
Like if they want to do that too. But I thought like kind of like this, like I said, like I think a quick fix, but I thought like this, I don't know. I don't want to brag. I thought this was my best of my 4. I just thought it was like interactive. It's like fun, and you're not really changing like all that much. Like if you're like the Disney Imagineers had to do this, like it's not like it could be this crazy overhaul. Like, you still be doing the theater, you still be doing that. Like even if you do the phones, you wouldn't have to like you just have to do a lot of like programming and stuff. But you to that space itself, you really wouldn't have to do that much.
Yeah. No, I dig it.
No, I like this.
It's a great
I do
idea.
like it. I'm picturing like, you know, like that 4D theater kind of stuff. Like if she's crying or whatever,
Yeah,
you know, we might get
water.
flashed.
Yeah, I was thinking something along like that lines, or like even do like a new character, be like, oh, like we're taking over this like new person or something, or like, you know, like that kind of thing, and like I don't know, have fun with it.
Isn't this the same theater where the Honey I Shrunk the Audience used to be back in the day?
It might be because where was the playground?
Well, that was at Hollywood Studios.
Oh,
but
never mind.
the Honey I Shrunk the Audience.
No,
like,
Honey I Shrunk the Audience wasn't Hollywood Studios. Oh no, it wasn't Epcot.
Yeah, it wasn't
God.
Epcot. I remember that.
That's like me as a child, and I cannot remember.
I also remember Ellen's Energy Adventure in the Cosmic Rewind building, and I can't remember whether they both occupied the same space. Like if I was there at Epcot and did those two attractions at the same time, or whether they were. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
that was
I feel
so
like,
long ago because I'm even thinking about like they used to have that one where we travel through the body.
Yeah.
Was Honey I Shrunk the Kids there in 2009? Because I feel like it was, and that's when I was there.
I don't know. We don't know our ride history quite as well.
But the last time I rode it was like the last time I did it was 03, I think, when I went.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an old.
It was gone. It was gone by 15. I know that.
Might be. If anyone knows who's listening, if that theater is where Honey I Shrunk the Kids
this is the friend portion of our Who Wants to Play
We do not know. I'll have to look it up later.
I
don't know. I think that would make sense for the area because when they redid the Figment ride, they put like an homage to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right?
Yeah,
So
with the Q
mhm.
and Flubbers in there too, but the Honey I
Yeah.
Shrunk the Kids was the most. I mean, the only reason I bring it up is because I remember that attraction was a show, but it was interactive the way that It's Tough to Be a Bug was, where like the dog licks you at the end and it squirts water at you, and then
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
Yeah.
show very well because my mom lost her mind when the rat tails came out.
I mean,
Absolutely lost
I
her
did
mind.
too, and that was before I had rat phobia, whatever it is.
Mom was like, never again.
Mysophobia. Along these same lines, Tim said, Pilcara Still in Progress, which actually, Tim, is in the Magic Kingdom, but the Disney Museum featuring old animatronics, old rides, that would fit pretty well in Epcot.
Well, that's where Sunny Eclipse could go.
Yeah.
There we go.
After Connor
Just stick him in
destroyed.
there somewhere.
I still like my Oga's idea too, but I know he's not a Star Wars character, so that would never fly.
Kim
but
says, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience was an imagination, we think.
I trust Kim.
Kim has been releasing a series of videos from 1993, as it happens, and other years of her youth.
She's got some.
I've been watching them, so sooner or later, Kim, you might stumble across some footage of Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, and then you'll have to come back and comment so that we know how wrong we were.
No.
But the capacity exists to do something there. I like the idea.
I like it too.
Thank you.
All right, so we have some overlap here for our last one.
Man.
I had to pick like the garden festival thing.
I absolutely did.
With the crazy eyes.
Because you have to know what you have to stare your prey in the eyes as you're killing it.
Who's going
Make peace
first,
with
me
it.
or Kaylee?
I gave the preference to Kaylee because I feel like she's earned the right.
Okay.
You both put the imagination pavilion in some capacity.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for that whole little section.
Yep.
So this, I don't know. Okay, it's been a long time since I've ridden Figment, but I guess if we're like bulldozing the whole thing or whatever and just using that space, I love a dark ride. So we're gonna put another dark ride here. But I kind of stuck with the whole imagination like deal. And I thought, how do I describe this? Like basically like you're going in and you're going through like Disney like creativity and imagination, and I had like there would be like some on like Mary Blair, but it's like really interactive, like you're in a car and you're going through it, but it's kind of like 3D elements and like just like very immersive, and it's just kind of fun. And I had like there'd be like an Inside Out section, there'd be like a section like in the Aristocats where they're like they're like throwing the paint and they're like doing the piano. Like I thought that would be really cute in there. Fantasmic, has a lot of like imagination and creativity in there. And then like Rapunzel, because she has everything, like that whole scene, like going through that whole scene of her in the castle. So yeah, and then like Figment, I thought would be good to like keep in there a little bit, like kind of go through a scene with Figment and kind of like OG, back to him. But if that makes sense, like kind of have some like 3D elements, but it be a dark ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it still kind of stay true to that area. But I thought that would be fun because I feel like that'd be like nostalgia, like going through all the different like movie moments that were really creative and things like that. So that was my thought for that area.
I dig it. That's different from Katie's, I know.
It's the same area, but
it's the same area.
It's adjacent.
It's funny because I posted the Instagram story promoting this show earlier today, and I chose one little spark because I was like, we're being inventive and imaginative, and then it hit me after I posted that, like, a lot of us are killing the imagination pavilion.
No,
but we're bringing the imagination back.
We're bringing it back. No. So I also wanted to mess with the imagination pavilion, and I wanted to be clear, like I would like to keep the glass pyramid, the jumping fountains out front, but I do want to work with like I don't even know if it's still called as like the Image Works area or whatever.
The play area.
The like interactive stuff and the ride itself. I'd probably leave like the DVC lounge as it is for now, but so I also wanted to redo the ride, but I'm bringing back the nostalgia a little bit more. I'm not totally bringing back the old Journey into Imagination with the ride, but I would call it Dreamfinder's Journey into Imagination.
Oh.
I'm bringing back the character Dreamfinder, and your ride vehicle. And picture like if you've ever been on like ET with like it's like the hanging and kind of like Peter Pan too.
Little machine.
You're on the Dreammobile instead of whatever the little things are that we were in regular Journey into Imagination. So it's like little.
They are the
like
laziest of ride
ET.
vehicles on the current iteration.
I'd keep Figment. I'd keep somewhere. I'd put the song in there or elements of the song because I do think the song is a classic. And instead of, I do like Kaylee's idea of like going through like different Disney properties and how we use our imagination. But I'm kind of taking it back to like more traditional Epcot where we're kind of learning about art and history. So I would actually have it be like traveling through time and learning about how different authors, poets, and artists use their imagination to create things. So I'm picturing like there'd be like definitely be like a Jules Verne section where he talks about his I'm time machine and time travel and things like that. He used his imagination to do that, and like H.G. Wells talked about aliens, and I don't know what Disney. In my head, we'd even have like Mary Shelley talking about Frankenstein, but obviously that property is owned by Universal, so that couldn't happen. But those are the kind of like.
Well, Frankenstein is owned by Universal, but in its like monster movie iteration, you can still have Mary Shelley talking about the Frankenstein book the same way that we use Gone with the Wind, even though it's
So that would be like, so it could be, that would be my like journey through imagination kind of. So a little, it would maybe not excite the kiddos as much as Kaylee's fun, colorful imagination ride, but I wanted to kind of bring it back to its roots a little bit, but still bring in like some newer technologies and things like that. And then I would also kind of revamp the kids play area to be a little bit more fun again. Anyway, that's kind of like what I think. I love Figment. I don't want him to go away. I don't.
Yeah, he's the icon of the work.
So I would definitely not be killing Figment. I don't like the ride as it is now. I think it's gaggy. Literally, it's like it's just sight and sound and smell gags. I wouldn't even mind if we somehow still had Eric Idle in there somewhere, or maybe Eric Idle is like the voice of Dreamfinder or something now. I don't
get Eric Idle and John Cleese.
Yeah. So
all the Monty Pythons. Let's just do all the Monty Pythons.
It's not like super original, but I would like to see something happen with Figment.
We got one more peanut gallery suggestion here. Kill Test Track, make it an upgrade instead of cars, make it more spaceship air vehicle. That would hurt me a little bit. Not gonna lie. Test Track is for right now.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that would sting.
That would sting.
It would sting. Yeah, Test Track is my favorite for right now. We do have Radiator Springs Racers in DCA, which is the same ride,
we
but
haven't
better.
been on Guardians, so I think Guardians.
That's why I said right now, because we have been bad Disney fans and have not yet been on Cosmic Rewind. Connor's been 86 times.
It's 86 times.
Even Kaylee's been on Cosmic
I
Rewind.
know. Everyone's in the chat, and Kaylee gets motion sickness.
She
I don't
has
know
a
what she was
fantastic
thinking.
photo where her hair is just like. Whoop.
We have a special.
Did you like it, Kaylee?
I had to take a beat after, but it was awesome. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's overrated, in my opinion.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Hold
I
on.
haven't heard overrated.
Hold on.
I don't know
about
that I think it's
You have to
overrated.
defend this.
No, I don't want because I don't know anything about.
What is that?
That's good. All right.
No
I'm just gonna
spoilers.
keep that in mind when I ride it and see and be like, Connor said it was overrated.
It probably is overrated, honestly, because a lot of things are hyped. No, wait.
It's very good. Like, don't get me wrong, but I just think like as far as like how everyone talks about it. Like I wouldn't, because like I remember when it first came out, people were saying it was like the best ride in Disney, and I could not disagree with
Oh,
that
I don't
more.
think it's going to be the best ride in Disney.
What I've heard a lot is that it's the best roller coaster at Disney, and I also don't think that's true, to be honest. But I have a very nostalgic reasons for thinking opposite. So even if it winds up being like a really good roller, which
What,
I'm
do you
sure it
think
will be.
Expedition Everest is the best one?
No, I don't. My body doesn't handle Expedition Everest the way it used to.
What's
like
your
the backwards
best roller
helix.
coaster in Disney then?
I would
That's what I'm
honestly
trying to
say
find.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad
Um,
has risen up in the ranks, and Space Mountain at Disneyland.
Well, remember that
crushes
we
it,
just Space Mountain and Disneyland's amazing.
but at Disney World, I
Big
think
Thunder Mountain, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's class.
it's classic.
Yeah,
and
no, I
well-
think
but
I probably
also-
would say it's the.
Go ahead. Wait.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I do think it's probably like. I would say it's the best roller coaster at Disney, but like I would choose Hagrid's at, at Islands of Adventure over that any day of the
1,000%,
week.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't.
1,000%.
I do not know what ride is going to beat Hagrid's for my favorite roller coaster.
Nothing
That's so
is
good.
the answer because
Unless-
Velocicoaster
until-
is amazing,
until
but
they build-
Hagrid's is the top.
Until they maybe the King the Donkey Kong roller coaster at Epic Universe.
Oh, that's gonna be so
that,
good.
that looks
That's gonna
pretty
be
good.
so good.
But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on Hagrid's. That one hits me different. I cried the first time I rode that ride. I did.
Aw.
I was like, oh my god, it's Hagrid. And now I cry because of Robbie Coltrane, because it's his voice and everything. And
I'm so
it
sad.
Oh.
hurts.
I knew this coming in, but Guardians is Kim's favorite roller coaster at the moment,
Hey,
which is saying something.
we can pass no judgment on it because we haven't ridden it. We are very excited to try it. We're finally going to ride it on our
Soon.
spring trip. So
Y'all are gonna love it. Like y'all are
I'm
really gonna
pretty
love it.
excited.
hoping so.
Yeah, y'all are.
We are keeping Cappy up past his bedtime, so
He- Bless his heart. When y'all were talking, I had to go get him because he just kept booping my door and just crying, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I haven't seen
That's
him all
so
day.
funny.
I
was
switched
like,
to your
oh,
solo layout because I was like, we have bring Cappy on screen. and
I
let him
know
have
he's
time
laying
to-
down
but
at
then
my
he
feet
ran
right
away.
now.
Now he's being a good
Yeah,
boy.
well, he went and got his like squeaky thing,
Pig?
and I was like, no. please don't.
Any toy but that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
He's being
So
good
this
right now.
final section, I thought this would be a nice way to close out. Is which ideas passed?
Well, I
And
know which one did not pass.
I know which one didn't pass, but I wanted to get everyone's of the four of us. Everyone's has heard a lot of ideas tonight. Which ones are our favorites? Everyone pick one favorite of all the ideas you've heard. That if you'd only pick one of these things to be erected in place of what it's destroying,
I'm trying.
What gets
I'm on it.
through?
I'm trying to remember everyone's ideas too.
I
because
know.
they were really good. I mean, I'm still Kaylee's Emperor's New Groove Coaster is sticking with me because I didn't.
Tangled
think about
Ride
it.
is
Yeah.
being pushed
Yeah,
through.
that was a good
Well, I'm
one.
not picking my own, guys.
Yeah, Tangled
Yeah,
was good.
I was gonna say the
Um,
Muppets. I thought the
I was gonna say,
Muppets
yeah,
Great
I'll
Movie Ride
also
was
vote Muppets for me.
on point.
Yeah. I'm kind of blanking on all the ones we talked about. I really am.
we had like postmortems after everyone's.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I have like a favorite of everyone's from each park. I would say the the Great
Great
Muppet
Muppet
Ride
Ride.
is definitely the winner on my end. Oh, thanks, Tim. We got the fireworks stand. Y'all don't appreciate how important good fireworks viewing area is. All I
I
have to say
do
to you.
appreciate
No,
it.
you
I
don't.
just don't.
No, you don't.
I just
No,
don't.
nobody
think
liked my churro
Okay.
stand.
I don't think it's like Imagineering at its finest, though.
I want to say, Katie, for all four attractions, I do remember this because we talked about it. Katie chose a ride for every single attraction, which is funny.
No, I did brought back Rivers of Light.
Rivers of Light.
Yeah.
All right. Well, initially you said all rides. I guess you were halfway through the process.
No, I did a ride. I did Tangled.
But hey,
Muppets.
well, now we're talking
Big
about imagine Rivers of Light if you had to like stand around the arena and couldn't get a good
Well,
view.
I
instead
didn't
of sitting
destroy the
in
arena. I wanted to keep it and put a better show
Just
there.
saying. Just saying.
I do like. I mean, Connor had three three restaurants in it? Oh no, 2
I
restaurants
think the
and 2
Wally,
shows.
yeah, the Wally.
I like
restaurant
the-
is really good.
Oh, I love the Wally restaurant
restaurants,
idea.
yeah.
I did. Well, yeah, I like Wally a lot, and like Wally's kind of underrated. Like I feel like not a lot of people like it's not.
It's not.
He doesn't have a huge presence.
He's not in the
parks.
parks.
Yeah.
Like I think occasionally, like maybe some projected image on like
Yeah. Fireworks
on
show.
a fireworks
or the,
show or a water show or something.
Yeah,
But
that
imagine
maybe
like a
moved me.
little robot Wally driving around.
He could literally be like BB-8 at Galaxy's Edge as part of
Yeah,
the
or
ride.
like have robots like bring people the food, like bring it to the table, like because I know they have the
I want
Oh my
to be
God.
there by Mo.
at
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of like
say, like,
sushi
Mo-
places.
Like clean up after us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That'd be so
I'm
funny.
down
I
to
do
the
like.
Wally
I think the
restaurant.
Wally restaurant was the winner. I also, speaking of restaurants, I do think that the Encanto restaurant may wind up being the best
Oh,
one.
that was my
was a-
favorite idea you had. I think Tim.
was
I
a
forgot
good
about. I
idea.
keep forgetting. I really
That was a
have
good
bad memory at the end of my day.
No.
And that one,
Yeah,
I
that
No,
was
stuck
I
out
really
with me a
good.
lot.
completely forgot about
I
like
like
the
that
first
one.
few things that we
I
did.
mean, that was almost 2 hours ago at this point. So.
Yeah. It's been a while.
A lot of the comments are in favor of the Tangled ride. And I
Yeah.
do think that
100%. That was good.
I do think that it's a mistake not to do that at this point because
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
set up for that. happening.
Obviously, if we thought about it without talking about it ever, there's potential there.
But it's also controversial because a lot of people hate Small World, a lot of people love Small
Yeah.
World, and a lot
Well,
of
that
people
was
on
my
Instagram-
one thing. Like, I hate that ride would have to be the like. In order to have Tangled, like you'd have to get rid of that. That would hurt, but like I think I'd be okay with it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, you just put all the little Small World things in a little clock somewhere in like the Snuggly Duckling ride.
No, make it like a Duloc thing, like in Shrek, where the thing opens up and they're all there. I don't know. I would hate for all those dolls, the doll animatronics,
I mean,
to be trashed.
but then they would go
in the museum, where are we putting the museum?
Where
There we go.
Tim's museum goes in Epcot somewhere, and then they move all the Small World dolls there.
What if we
Yeah.
put like,
With
okay, so
Sunny
you
Like
know,
all 500 days.
what if we had like we took them or some of them and had like this little like traveling trolley that like drove around singing the
Oh, that'd
song?
be cute.
That would be cute.
I mean, that would be a lot of people would be like, "Oh no, the trolley's coming! Run, run! I don't want the song in my head."
We're like
It'd be
me
like-
story trying to escape the
Main Street
electrical
electrical parade.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, we've seen this 3 times already.
No.
I'm just like picturing this museum now, though, like the land of like misfit toys and just like all the stuff we don't like, just like trash. Like,
I like Small World though. I do. It's
too.
one of my favorite. Well, I say one of my favorite rides. I just enjoy it. It's just a very like peaceful. You know, I did get very upset. I ended up missing. I told Tim and Katie about this, and I was like, I cried. I ended up missing the fireworks, the Christmas party, because I thought I could get through Small World like really quick.
Well,
I
that's
forgot
the
how
other
long that
thing
ride was.
Half an hour.
about Small World. It like I just think the way that it's timed out or whatever, like you end up the backup is just insane. And you end
Yeah.
up sitting in that last section forever.
Well, the thing is, it's
Yeah.
not timed out because it's designed to be slow enough that, say, like
and I
a
guess
pregnant
like
woman could get on that
they
ride.
can't like load the boats fast enough and get them out, and then you just end up stuck on it. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a thing in Disneyland, but I think because you pop out and you have a little bit more track time outside, it doesn't end up being as big of an issue. And for the Disneyland version, but I would definitely like have I would definitely not have that issue with my Tangled ride because
I'm sorry, my dog keeps bringing me toys.
he wants to play.
It cracks me up.
We're wrapping
He did
doors.
bring one. He brought one. I'll have to show y'all his little puppy. Okay. You don't want me to show puppy? Okay, fine. I won't
Nope.
show him.
No, he
But-
wants to
My
play
puppy.
Doug.
No. He kept bringing me the squeaky toys though, so I had to keep like muting myself, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I brought a quiet one now, and I'm like,
Yay!
yeah.
Well, I have one final thing to say to all of you and everyone in the comments. You too can be an Imagineer.
my dream mobile ride concept. Yeah.
Concept art.
But as soon as you said that, I was like, man, that is a complicated ride vehicle that
No,
is
but it
difficult
would-
to mass produce.
It would not be this complicated, but it would have to be, it would be kind of blimpy and whatever for the ride.
Yeah.
vehicle.
I know, I'm imagining this whole thing.
Well,
For
only
every-
only one person at a
Yeah,
time.
one person goes
The
through
lowest
very
capacity
low
ride.
ride capacity, but what a
Yeah.
ride.
God, that'd be terrible.
We're wrapping up, guys. I do want to highlight some creators, and not all of them at the same scale, obviously, but DSNY Newscast inspired some of this by doing some really analytical videos we watch all the time. Jack's breakdown of what's going on in the Disney parks. Really on top of everything, really informative. He does podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Patreon. Definitely check that channel out because you will get hooked and it will be hard to break away. And then you'll wind up doing live streams like this to keep up. Frances was on a little bit earlier. Dream Finding with Frances, big Muppet fan. I don't know if she caught your Muppet idea, but it was flawless. Definitely check her out. She's been expanding her platform on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube is definitely ramping up for her too, and I know she's been doing a whole series on pin collecting. That's super, super cool for those of you who collect pins. I've been watching passively, even though I don't collect pins because
You
it's very-
collect pins
I
now.
started to, and part of it is
Says
because
the
of this series.
Guy
I
who bought like 6 Alani pins alone.
I can't live in the house with you and not have some pins. That's just the way of things. But check out Frances. And then our friend Kim, who's been in the comments all along, soaring over the magic. She made some wonderful ears for Katie in our Hawaiian series, which we're still posting vlogs from. And we'll have
Those
a
are
new vlog
beautiful.
out on Thursday, come hell or high
Oh,
water.
you should have put Pinterest here too.
See on Pinterest?
Not,
Or you mean
not
Etsy?
Pinterest.
Etsy.
Etsy. Sorry, I was thinking pins, and I
Etsy.
my
Yeah,
2
sorry.
hour long live. Etsy.
Sorry, Kim. I lost track of what I was doing today, but you do have an Etsy presence as well.
She's
YouTube,
also on
Instagram,
Etsy.
and Etsy. Check her out. I think. Oh, yeah. And then the tease for the next one, which is a couple weeks out, but we are going to do a fresh Q&A because we have had some new subscribers since the last time we did one of these, and quite a few actually. So
And it's been I
been
think
a
we're
hot
at
minute.
like our live stream anniversary or something.
Yep. we're very
think we-
close.
We posted we did a first live in February.
Mike Wazowski.
One last Mike Wazowski
One last
moment.
Mike Wazowski for you, Connor.
It's so funny.
We also want to
we'll
highlight
wait.
our amazing friends Connor and Kaylee, who joined us for this live stream and put up with us for 2 hours
Yes, on a school night.
on a school night.
No, just kidding. We all just have adult, boring jobs.
It's so much worse.
Well,
than
I don't
school.
know how boring Connor's job is, honestly, but
That's boring. I can confirm that. Yeah, it's
Now,
boring.
Connor, you make the magic, man.
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I make the magic.
Yeah. Just
Do you
kidding.
want anyone to follow you on YouTube or Instagram, Connor? Or are you done with it?
Yeah, sure. Follow me. I don't know if you're gonna get a bunch of new content, but there's definitely a lot of content on there. Still deciding what I want to do with my. I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of it or anything, but I haven't decided if I want to continue doing videos or not. So.
I hear you. Connor has a lot of old legacy videos on
He
his
does
channel
have a
that are really,
backlog.
really fun and a lot of good content, especially from Disney and Universal. So definitely, if you don't watch the new stuff, watch the old stuff. There's value there. And then I'll highlight our special
There you
guest.
go.
Oh, he's
Cappy!
Cappy!
Hi, Cappy!
Cappy the
Like,
cowboy.
I
Corgi.
wanna- Do you-
You have a finite amount of time before you lose it.
He is like, I do not want to look at the camera.
I know, he is literally like anywhere but the camera.
Anywhere but the camera. No, this boy, he's been wanting to be a part of this the whole time. We're part of it.
You're
He
like, you're
wants to be
embarrassing
an
me.
Imagineer. He wants more squeaky toys. in
He's
Disney.
definitely got the ears for the Imagineer.
Yeah,
Imagineer.
he does.
Definitely follow our friend Kaylee as well at her YouTube channel and her Instagram, where she's been working hard to get content up because it's good quality content
She
from both our
posts
friends.
Very good reels. She's
You may
got,
see Cappy on there.
you
may.
may see Cappy.
might well see
Actually, you've
Cappy.
been featured quite a bit on Instagram recently. I
Yeah.
think. These little Cappy
He has.
moments.
He's made some stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I know we've held you late, so we will let
This
you
was
go.
super fun.
It
I
was
just wanna
super fun.
say.
I would do this
It was
again.
a really good
If
time.
anyone wants to do this with us in the comments, please let us know. We'd love to have you on. But definitely, Connor, Kaylee, thank you guys so much for joining us.
And Kathy.
Yeah, thanks
It
for
was
having us.
lovely to see you. And Cappy. Fun live. I think we had a
Yeah.
good crowd tonight.
Yeah,
too.
thank you for
Yeah.
your participation too, people who are listening. Great ideas.
And with that, I think we only have one final thing to say. Do you guys know our outro as well as we do?
Sometimes you forget the
Sometimes
outro.
I forget the outro. I'm Tim.
I'm Katie.
I'm Kaylee. This is Cappy.
I'm Connor.
And every day
Is a
is a
new
new
adventure.
adventure.
I saw you mumbling, Connor.
Tagline.
And every night is a new adventure.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.